Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are here for day 2 of EU Finals. I am your host for the pre-show. I'm Offbeat. I'm joined here by an incredible cast of gentlemen. To my right on the stream, you will see Retep Worm, Doc Education, Pinch Nerve. We are here. We are ready to get you set for finals. Now, if you missed it yesterday, we are deep entrenched in a double elimination bracket here to determine who is standing alone at the end of season 6 here in the EU. So, what have we accomplished so far? Look, we've managed to eliminate 2 teams so far, a couple teams down in the losers bracket, and a couple teams still remaining undefeated there in the top. Matchups we've got for you today: Gravity versus Astronomic, Fireballs versus Fire Entrance, and then still in the winners bracket is, of course, going to be the number 1 and 2 Blast and Scuffed. And these teams have not had an easy road here. These are the teams finishing at the absolute top of the EU ladder, competing with well over 100 teams for this honor, and they've earned their spot here today over a hard-fought season. And they're here to put on a show for us in finals, which is going to be really exciting for all of us here to watch and cast and bring to you today. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So, guys, let's get right into it, because these teams are going to be, by the time we finish today, we are going to know exactly who is playing for that final, and that final will be November 20th. 1 week from today. Show up, win it all. That's all it's going to be. So let's start off with our first game. We got Fireballs, we got Fire Inch. Let's start off with talking about Fireballs. Doc, why don't you bring us up to speed with who they are?
Oh, well, I got a chance to watch Fireballs up close in their game against Blast. Blast, of course, the number 1 seed. They did take that in 2, but that second round was really close. I think it was tied at one point, 9-9, or it was very close, and then Blast kind of put on a little spurt at the end. So Fireballs, definitely a team that can surprise you. I was really excited to see. I mean, every single player on their team, they play so well together. Gracchus and GB especially really popped off. So that's going to be an amazing game. I think I didn't get a chance to see Fire Entrance, so we'll see. I know that they also gave some press to Team Gravity, who are also playing well in this tournament. So that should be a really good game.
Yeah, for sure. Look, Fire Entrance, also a team coming in here, haven't had as much of a time. They're not as big of a name as some of these other EU teams coming into this tournament. Retep, can you kind of talk us through a little bit about what their deal is coming in here?
Fire Entrance, absolutely. So, honestly, yeah, you said newer team, all players who've been in it before and for a long time around. I think it's gonna be so interesting to see how they play here. They got some new strats. I've been talking to them in interviews beforehand about these games, and they all seem really excited about it, and a lot of confidence. Right, and that can go a long way. And they said they want to try different things. They didn't want to tell me what they were, but they said look out for it. Right? And that's always the kind of thing to see. If you can get a new strategy that actually does work out, or you can pull it out at these kind of key stages, it could be really key to see. Fireballs being a much longer standing team, having that difference between them, the one with the strategy has been going again and again, working for them, and then Fire Entrance, who's new and mixing things up as they go. I think it'd be really interesting to see how that goes and how it works off.
Yeah. Absolutely, and look, this is the number 3 and 5 team coming together. It is going to be a close match, and I'm sure we're very excited to see which way that one goes. Next up on the dock, we've got Gravity, Astronomic. They have met once throughout the season here. Gravity took in a very close win. Pinch Nerve, why don't we send over to you? Why don't you tell us a little bit about, people know Gravity. Team Gravity's been around here for a while. Tell us a little bit about Astronomic. What should we expect to see from them here? What do they bring to the table?
I did not get an opportunity to watch Astronomic playing yesterday. They did lose. It took them 3 rounds, but they did lose to Fireballs. However, then they turned around and won their second match. I really don't know a whole lot about this team. I've heard some really impressive things, especially about the players. Apparently, one of their players is actually mute, so that probably, I would say definitely impacts their communication. And as everyone who plays Echo knows, communication is absolutely important. I don't know how they do it. I would absolutely love to be in the arena with them someday and just watch them play and see how they work together. I'm waiting to see. I'm going to be there watching that game against Team Gravity, and I expect to see an amazing performance by both teams.
Yeah, look, Gravity, obviously on the other side of this coin, they're a team that's been around for a while. They're one of the top names in the game for a reason, but not sitting at the top where we've usually seen them. Doc, want to kind of walk us through what Gravity's situation is?
Sure. Well, obviously, I mean, you could take a look at their page on the VRML website. It is impressive, to say the least. Team Gravity won seasons 1 through 4 in the EU region. That's 4 championships. So you could take a look. Viatrex, the captain, is a season 1, 2, 3, and 4 champion. Of course, Vertigo took the crown last season. Nillywick did join for that season 3 run. So Nillywick also has a championship in the bucket. But the rest of the team has changed quite a bit. So roster changed last season, and that was part of the some of the players went to Vertigo and ended up winning as Vertigo. So they're kind of, a little bit of a retooling of the group, but I mean, these players are very well known. Viatrex, BK, Nillywick, and Tom were playing yesterday. Got a chance to see them up close. Absolutely incredible. And I mean, that Scuffed team, also a favorite, the number 2 to win it all. Team Gravity took them to 3 rounds. And in the 3rd round, it was very, very close. So they could very well have won that game. So Team Gravity definitely on the ups. Definitely a potential to win this whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. They're the number 6 seed, but obviously you cannot discount that experience. And then on the other side, we have 2 teams that have not lost at all this tournament so far. Both going 2-0, taking down some incredible competitors. We've got Blast and we've got Scuffed. Look, Blast is one of the big names. We've seen them around the top of the ladder for a while. Retep, walk us through these 2 teams. They're the number 1 and 2 seeds coming in. They're in the final this winners bracket for a reason.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 fantastic teams. You got Blast, definitely a sight to contend with. They've been around for a few seasons now. And they were the team that gave Gravity on their old roster that was absolutely killer a real run for their money. Same with Vertigo, they were really, really fighting against them and definitely using just really good consistency, right? That was what we saw a lot from these top teams, was consistency throughout every game. They'd be good and they'd keep being good. Just constantly, again and again, they wouldn't be making those major mistakes that you see that lose a game. Blast was one of those teams. Definitely a really, really strong one. And you can see that from their record so far. Koi, 2-0. Fireballs, 2-0 against them. Both games completely stormed through really, really nicely. So that's confident, right? That's definitely something that you want to see coming in. Scuffed as well. Also winning both their first 2 games. Even beating Gravity. Definitely a very strong team. And I know that having talked to a lot of these teams, people are worried about Scuffed. People are a little bit scared of Scuffed, and for good reason. Right? They're also very, very strong. They have some incredible stacks and some really, really good chemistry. I mean, they're the players who know each other really well. And so that obviously helps so much, right? You can keep together. You can keep your mental game strong. You get everything nailed down. You just keep your teammates positive, right? You get your passes. They get their stacks. They get their connections. They get their cuts. Everything is really, really clean together. So they have these gorgeous moments in each game. So I think it's going to really come down to the difference between that long-standing Blast chemistry and the Scuffed of them being able to pull it together in those key moments. And that's going to be a really, really good match to watch.
Absolutely. So look, we've kind of got ourselves. These are our 3 matchups. Obviously, we've got more games than that coming up here. So Fireballs is going to be on channel 1. We've got our Fireballs Fire Entrance game that is going to be coming up here. And then following at the same time, we're going to have Gravity and Astronomic on channel 2. Those are going to be happening, of course, same time. And then immediately here on VR Master League and on venues, of course, we are going to have the winners of those teams taking on each other, looking to hold on to that spot to get to that winners bracket final. We're going to follow that up with our third game. Our third game, of course, the much anticipated Blast Scuffed head-to-head, which is going to be wild. And then we get to see the loser of that one dropping down into the loser's bracket and taking on whoever's left. By the time the dust settles, we are going to be all set and prepared for next Sunday, November 20th, where we will have our absolute grand final. So look, we've set this all up for you. We've got all our matches. We know what the day is going to look like here for EU. So now all that's really left for us to talk about is, look, we are casters. We watch a lot of the games. We now have to put our money where our mouth is. And by which I mean wager almost no money at all, and put out our predictions here. We got 3 games here that we know, 3 lineups that we know are going to be, kind of looking at us. We're going to go down the line here. We'll start with you, Retep. Who are you calling in each of these first 3 matches?
Oh, good question. All right, so obviously really hard one. The first 3 being Fireballs versus Fire Entrance, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's a tough one. Fireballs are one of the most, not inconsistent, but like surprising team. They vary so much throughout this. They have some games where you see them struggling a little bit to get their passes across or stay clean, but then immediately afterwards they'll pull it back and do some of the best gameplay you will see in the whole league. It's really interesting to see them change it. When they're on a dime, they are absolutely on a dime, and I want to see how it comes out. Right, if they can keep on it, I think they can easily take this one away. But Fire Entrance, obviously, you said they're changing up things. They're doing things really nicely at the minute. If they can just keep on top of the game, then they'll absolutely be able to stop Fireballs from getting their attacks working. And at that point, they can just storm away with it.
All right, so that's one game. How about the other 2? You don't have to. You don't.
All of them. All right, keep going. That's fine. No, I'm into it. We got Blast.
Who's winning? We got to get the predictions.
You want to know the whole thing? That is
well, who's winning the whole thing? Who's winning each game? Who's winning each game?
The 2 after that, Blast versus Scuffs. Incredible match, right? We've said it already. Both these guys are so strong. Blast, fastest stacks in all of Europe, 100%. They're incredibly quick. They're definitely going to be, probably, potentially, fan favorite to win at the minute, right? Just because of their consistency so far. Everyone is definitely afraid of them. Scuffs, although they're some newer here, they're really showing what they can do recently. If they can find a way around that Dark and Beaver stack and to keep them down, to keep them from just stealing the disc again and again and stop that constant pressure, Scuffs definitely got a really good shot to take it away. I don't know if they'll manage it. And obviously the final matchup being the Team Gravity Astronomic. Again, a hard one. Astronomic's done so good, and Gravity's got the history. The roster's changed so much, but Gravity has historically been an incredible team, and they do have that great history behind them and so much knowledge in their players that they could really do some incredible stuff to pull it out, to make sure they can stay ahead. So it just depends on if they can do that, if they can keep it down and make sure they keep that all together, or whether we'll see Astronomic, the much newer team, coming in to flip the game with their new strats.
All right. Awesome. Doc, quick, 1, 2, 3. Who's going to win these games?
I'm going with Fireballs, Gravity, and Scuffed.
Oh, bold predictions. Pinch Nerve, what you got?
I think I'm going to go with Fire Entrance and Scuffed, and I'm casting the Gravity Astronomic, so I do not want to give that caster's curse.
On my own side, I gotta go Fire Entrance. I think I'm gonna be taking Gravity in that one. I think they might have the edge there, and then I'm gonna hedge all my bets on Blast for the big one there. Thank you so much, everyone, here for joining us for the pre-show. Obviously, we got one game coming up here, Fireballs Fire Entrance, here on this channel, and on Channel 2. If you want to see Gravity Astronomic, we will be running that there as well. Stick around, everyone. Game's coming. You see the timer. It's not long. Stick around, and we will see you soon with some Echo Arena action.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back. After that pre-show, we've had warm-up. We've had given you the info here. And now it's time to actually start things going. This, our first matchup. It is going to be Fireballs versus Fire Entrance, which we've just realized seconds ago. Fire Exit, Fire Entrance. Don't know how I missed that. Great branding. But that is definitely going to be a really good matchup to watch at the same time as VRML 2 is going to be running Team Gravity versus Astronomic. And then we'll have 3 more matches here afterwards to lead us into those finals next week. So, some really, really good games to come. Mitch, haven't heard from you yet. We do have this one, Fireballs, Fire Entrance. What are you thinking about it?
Yeah, good evening, Retip. Excited about this one. So it is a loser bracket match we're coming to watch here. However, these teams have, despite finding themselves down in the loser bracket, they've both had decent games coming into this. Yeah, I'm just really interested to see how this goes. I feel like it's going to be quite balanced, this match. I'm not seeing like a clear team being better than the other. Yeah, I don't know. It's an enigma, this kind of match.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you agree?
I agree. I think it's so hard to say. You see rosters on the screen there, all the players with those gorgeous banners. Look how good that all looks, first of all. But yeah, I agree. I think it's really, really hard to call which way it's going to go because we've seen these teams go either way. They're so close together seeded. Fireballs has been winning some games and destroying them and then losing some others back and forth. But just when they win, they're on an absolute roll. And that's the kind of thing that they obviously want to get in this match, is to get that roll and keep it coming, get the goals and stay on top of it. Whereas Fire Entrance, obviously, with some really nice plays, some different strategies they're playing around with in here. All these players, they've been playing so nicely yesterday. They were in the losers bracket, they fought to stay in the game, and they've done a really nice job to get themselves here. So both teams are going to be putting everything into it. And obviously, because it's a losers bracket, whoever loses this goes home. This is it. No other chances. The winner stays on to fight another match, but the loser is done there and then. So it's all to play for here. The pressure is high.
100%. These guys have come a long way now. That's 3 matches, I believe, they've had each so far in this tournament. They've come a long way. And I don't think they want to go home just yet. Let's see if they can survive through this next match and continue on. If they win this, where does that put them?
Well, if they win this one, there'll be the losers bracket round 3, which will be very close towards the end there. They've each had 2 matches so far before. They've each won 1 and lost 1. So this match here is going to send one of them out, one of them off against to face the winner of Team Gravity vs Astronomic for their next spot. But right now, that's what they need to start playing. That's what they need to make this whole season's work playoff. And they need to get this win right now, starting with the first neutral joust. Here they go.
Lights out and away we go. We have Fireballs collecting that first. It is VR Zyda picking this up, taking their time because they are unchallenged. They move all the way forward. This is quite far forward now, trying to get this forward. And Zyda still has the disc, getting over to Gracchus. Gracchus moving in towards the bubble, does get beaten to it there. Itris gets a hand and it tries to clear it out, but Hyper is there. Hyper speed slaps it down to Gracchus. Gracchus moving in, and again the defense of Fire Entrance gets that out.
Yes, they get it out. First point of the game. Here they go. This could be where they take it. No, that was going to be a great opportunity, but unfortunately they just could not get that disc in time. Instead, they are going to be chasing back forward again. Everyone's on it. Hyper takes the disc for Fireballs, sending it clear away, but back straight to the hands of Fire Entrance. That backstack there, ready for it. Send it back where it came from. Now a chance. Goal's open. They get to take a shot at the goal, and Skag takes that one in. First point of the game, going Fire Entrance.
Yeah, great shot there by Skag. Assist by Dan Mac. Fire Entrance are taking an early lead here. Let's see how Fireballs respond as they prepare themselves in the tubes here. Getting ready to come out and play their QB. Let's see if they do it fast or slow. It looks like they are taking their time. GB takes their time to pick that up, gets it over to the right tunnel in time. However, VR Zyda is looking for the next pass. Is it collected? It is by Gracchus on the right side. Looking for the next pass, seeing if the pressure is enough to force a pass. He does get over to VR Zyda. He puts that in top pocket. That was clean. That was clean. Fireball showing that they belong in this tournament.
It was clean. That was a really nice way to start this one off right here, as they are definitely in a place where they do not want to start losing. Right? If they start getting points lost and they start getting knocked behind, that could be really, really bad early on, because this is a lot of pressure on this game, and the mental game's much, much harder to keep right. Right? It's much easier to get in a place where you start feeling that pressure, and once you start feeling that pressure, things can start to happen. Mistakes can start to come more and more. But this kind of thing is what you want to see. That kind of lovely attack there. The really clean plays in Fire Entrance as they pass that disc around, avoided the fireball pressure, and got another 2.
Wow. I mean, so we've had a game of 2 points back to back so far. So Fire Entrance kicked this off. Fireballs responded, and now Fire Entrance are now collecting another 2. Fireballs are coming out now. Let's see if they switch anything up, or they just collect another 2 points. Let's see as GB moves this forward. He does get it through the tunnel, but not into the hands of a teammate. And eventually Gracchus does pick this up deep in the field. Set up high now, moving over to Cloud. Still no one in his face. So he's going to take the liberty to move forward and find the cut past VR Zyda, who does just ding that out. Fireballs looking to pick up some composure here, but they're not fast enough. Fire Entrance seems to have the upper hand here. Itra sends that forward, dribbling with his teammate Sosig. Sosig moving in with the disc in his hand, looking for the dunk, potentially, as two players do come in to stun him out. He does have a bit of a brawl with him, but Grackers comes out victorious there, clearing this forward.
Yeah, victorious here. They go again, though, down below. Oh, trying to get another one on the board. They do recover the disc in time. Hyper working up under pressure. Keeps hold of the disc as they get ready for the stun. But no, the counter stun comes out there. It's Rez. Dives out, takes the disc, and goes upfield to try and get their hands on it. But a slightly awkward bounce means that both sides take time getting it, and the defense is now ready.
Yes, the defense of Fireball seem to be playing relatively passive here. No one moving forward to challenge Itris, who moves along the floor, getting a pass over to the wall. Sosig isn't in the right place to pick that up. VR Zyda did get a hand, but now Sosig has it back. VR Zyda says, no, I'll take that back. Clearing that through. It's not the clear he wanted, and now it looks like Fire Entrance are looking to make an entrance into this bubble now as they're resetting this back to Bowtie. Itris looking for the right pass. The right pass is found with Danmac, and Danmac puts that in. That was a very good build up there. Great job, Fire Entrance.
Yeah, an absolutely lovely build up. Fire Entrance really showing what they can do here as they are avoiding the pressure from Fireballs super nicely, right? Really, really important here. Can they keep it up though? Can they keep pressuring Fireballs down? Well, Fireballs obviously trying to avoid that right now, and they're starting this lovely play they're doing, passing disc around, keeping away from the Fire Entrance pressure. It's Crackers. Yeah. Moving up. Go for the attack there. Oh, the cut! The cut coming out of nowhere there as VR Zyda takes that one in right across the bubble and slams that one in for another goal. Now 4-6.
The back and forth in this game. I mean, both teams, it appears, are playing a very similar game here. One team scores a cut and a goal. The next team does the same thing. Fireball just returned exactly the same way, but now Fire Entrance are really mixing this up right now, coming out with an inverted stack that try to clear this through, but Fireballs are awake to the play as Grackers moves in, finds the pass with Hyper on Nest, looking for the next pass with VR Zyda, who swings around. Swing of a dunk to put that in. VR Zyda assist by Hyper. Fireballs find themselves equaling in this loser bracket round.
Yeah, back to 6-all now. They've brought it back to a little territory they like. So, we said, can Fire Entrance keep up the pressure? Well, Fireball's been able to resist it, push it back. This could be where they change that as Danmac starts walking upfield on his own. All the players are there in possession, but by the time they're there, they walk into the bubble. It's too late. The defense is ready, but Fire Entrance are too good with it. Danmac going along, firing up, hitting GB in the head, so we see that self-goal from GB coming out as a now back on top once again.
Yeah, Fire Entrance are too good, as you say. GB having such a high success rate of these saves in this tournament so far. He does get beaten in that instance, but here we have Fireballs now. Hyper picking this up on the left side, looking for his teammates to potentially stack up. He's moving along without them at the moment. Oh no, ignore me. Grackers was deep. Grackers does pick this up and moves along the wall, finding a pass with Hyper, and Hyper does finish it off, making it look textbook. These teams, I don't know if you're picking up on this, Reddit, they have like the foundations down. Like they're playing textbook Echo here, and it's working for both teams, and it's such a stalemate as they're constantly like 4-4, 6-6, 8-8.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing some really, really nice gameplay. Oh, that was a lovely one there. Fireballs with the pressure, taking that one away from Fire Entrance and working it back again, going for the attack. Not going to hit it yet, though. So everyone scrambles for the disc, and it is getting recovered once again. Fire Entrance, who takes the field. Danmac, we saw this earlier, walking outfield, walking it all the way. Defense is not back yet. They shoot in. There they are. And this time they've learned. They've learned their lesson. They come back in and they stop the attack cupping. But there it is again. And the stun comes out last second. Really a lot of stuns happening. Fast paced. And they're able to get it away.
Yes, this gameplay that you're witnessing now, this is top of Europe, how they're playing. It's just so proficient. Everything is so rehearsed and practiced and just refined how they're performing here. Danmac gets beaten to it by their GB. Pass to Grackers. Grackers looking to just dunk that in, but Danmac says no, getting it very quickly to Itris. Itris clearing this full. Yeah, that was a clear. There was no one to collect it. And Fireballs are picking this up on the back line. VR Zyda potentially stacked up with his partner to get this through into the bubble. They are in the bubble and they are putting that in. Hyper Zyda combo. We love it. Hyper putting that in, assist by Zyda. That was a dunk, and that puts them 2 points up.
Yeah, 2 points up. That is definitely the first time, actually. The first time, yeah, that we've seen Fireballs on top this game. That could be significant. If they can hold it for the next 2 minutes, they're going to take this first round. But a lot of pressure against them. You see it right here. Danmac once again pushing upfield, but miscommunication means our teammate stops early, and they are going to work it back in for reset, but Hyper takes it instead. Hyper sending it up. Draw, trying to get their hands on it. They do recover in time. The goal is open. Zyda shoots the free, and Zyda scores the free once again. That is, in fact, I say once again, that's the first free all game. That's the first free we've seen.
It is.
And now, suddenly, we've gone from 8-all to 5 points up for Fireballs with 90 seconds left.
Yeah, I think the easy answer for that, to explain why there's no freeze, because the defense is on point and they're covering those long shots and stopping them from happening, but not in that instance where Fireballs managed to find the opening there. Now we have, just a missed pass there for Fire Entrance. It's causing them a loss of possession as GB receives this back on the backline moving forward. He did have a stack, but the stack did get stunned out, and now see Fire Entrance picking this up first with a very hot stack. They're trying to clear it out, but Fireball's just as hot. Whoa. Intercepting that VR. Zyda sends that in, and rocket 17 meters per second speed. Quick, that's another free. That's another free. So we've had no frees for this whole round, and then just at the end, back to back, Zyda collecting 6 points of Fireballs.
It was at the 2-minute mark that we saw Fireballs take over their first 2 points ahead. In that time, in the last 90 seconds, we've gone from 2 points ahead to 8. Double the score in just a few seconds. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's what we said earlier about Fireballs. Sometimes they find the ability to just pop off, and they've just done it. They've taken it here, and they've started running with the points. Last 15 seconds, it is now too late for Fire Entrance to stop them. It's not too late to stop momentum. It's not too late to stop momentum, but it's not too late to gain some either as Hyper gets another 2 points. Fireballs now ending the round 18-8. That is a very clean lead.
I think Fireballs have officially warmed up in this second day of final matches. Wow, what a sudden lead. As we were saying it as it was happening, Reddit, that they were the stalemate of I collect 2 points, you collect 2 points, I collect 2 points, and then suddenly this run, like what are your thoughts on that? What switched up for Fireballs there? Was it just the fact of warming up?
Good question. Honestly, I think that they did. They warmed up, right? And warming up in this sense is kind of weird because you're not necessarily like coming into it. It's not like necessarily a technical warm, right? It's not like you haven't been playing enough or warmed up enough. You're coming into a game. Everyone's watching, and it's finals, and if you lose, you're out. The pressure there. Getting around that pressure, getting yourself on top of that, and starting to play again as a team rather than getting too stressed out by it or getting in the mental, that is what counts, right? And honestly, that's what I think they did, is that they started to get their heads in the game. They were coming into it, a little bit of pressure, a little mistakes happening, playing quite safe, and then once they started to get more time down, and had a chance, they started to figure out what to do, apply the pressure, and then they were just going for the attacks again and again, and they're not giving Fire Entrance a chance to pull it back. At that point, what can you do, right? Fire Entrance needs to stop that. They need to pull it back. They need to start getting goals themselves.
They do need to start getting goals themselves. Not that they haven't, though. They have. Fire Entrance have been putting on a great show so far, but perhaps they're just a little too stifled for all the reasons you just gave about the pressure that builds when you know there's how many people have we got watching on Twitch at the moment and in live in venues as well. There's an audience watching right now. You're not. Oh my! Zyda puts that in 11 seconds into the second round there. Fireballs very quickly collecting another 3 points in this game.
Yep, another 3 points there. Really starting off this round strong. really strong. They had a flame behind them. They had the heat. They put it up, and they've kept it going. Now, a return! And a return they do manage right now. Danmac, a lovely attack there. And what happened? Yes, you see? No one was there. No defense was there. The other two players were holding back their stack so much that we only saw the goalie against two attackers. Nothing you can do in that stage.
Yep. And this is all happening so quickly. Look away for a hot minute and it just escalates like that. We've already got 5 points on the scoreboard. Both teams are scoring very quickly here. We have GB Hyper looking to move this forward, getting over to Zyda. Zyda clearing this not clearing it, passing it down to Grackers, who does hold up the play a little bit, sets up for VR Zyder to collect this, have a little bit of space to reset it back to Hyper on the back line. Hyper getting it over to GB. GB passing into VR Zyder, who does get the advantage there, beating Danmac to the disc and throwing it forward. The cut was not successful as Itchus gets a hand in it, but Fireballs again find themselves in possession. They are having a great start to this second round here, holding this possession. Getting over to Hyper. Hyper fancying his chances. However, there were 3 players back defending it, and one of them was enough to stop that.
Yeah, one enough. That's all you need. That one player that stopped the disc, or one goalie, the one defender. You need everyone though to be on it to help make sure that the situation is set up, and that's what we're seeing right here. That's what you see right there. A Fire Entrance finds it. They get the player back, they draw everyone out, and then as the cut comes in, they lasered it to them. Danmac finding Sausage on the barrier there and taking it straight into the goal, bringing it from 1 behind to 1 ahead. Fire Entrance 4-3.
I looked away for a split second just to take a sip of water, and Retip, wow, what a moment. This is now, so they're taking the lead now. They're 1 point ahead. Fire Entrance, Fireballs now coming with their joust, getting over to Grackers. Grackers moving in to the area. There was a player back defending that 3-point opportunity, so he passed it over. Hyper ended up receiving it, getting it back to Grackers. Grackers looking at his 2 teammates that is set up. One of them is open. It's VR Zyder on right shoulder. He does collect it, moves back out. He has 2 players right in his face, which means someone is open. That person open was GB, but he wasn't in the right place to receive that pass backwards. This could be fateful now, because Azcag collects that, looking for the long shot. It does not bounce in his favor as it sends up in the arena, and Fireballs have collected possession again, but it's not quite enough, because now, oh, maybe it is enough. Maybe it is enough. Maybe Fireballs know exactly what they're doing. This is all predetermined, pre-planned, and setting them ahead in this game. 2 points. It's now 6-4 to Fireballs.
I don't want to sound crazy here. I'm just saying, that is the 4 3-pointer we've seen in a row from Fireballs.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's like really clean play. So here's what is really emerging right now, right? Fire Entrance, their cut plays, their chemistry is great, right? They're really finding opportunities. Oh, lovely read there from Grackers, means that is going to be them taking the disc away once again and walking it out. But yeah, we're seeing the 2 points coming in again and again. As they drive it in, they stop Stacks being there for the defense, they get the cuts, all that stuff. Whereas Fireballs are finding the opportunities, the goal is open, getting there quick and scoring those threes. Those are huge differences. Those 3 points really count. Each team scored 2 goals, but 2 threes means they're 2 ahead, right? And then if you're only scoring 2s now, it's a 1 whole goal behind. Change it up here though, as they work out once again with Sausage trying to get this disc in. But the stone comes out instead. Zyder with the stack. Immediately sends it away, but no, the other stack is there first to take it away.
Yes, and Fire Entrance now find themselves back in possession. Move this forward right now. Sausage does have possession, but decides to reset it back to Danmac. Danmac moving forward as he very quickly sends it over, but not quick enough. Hyper does intercept that with a scorching stun, getting it back to Zyder, who does clear this forward. A Fireball's going to have the stack. They do. GB picks this up, taking the shot, and that is another 3 points on the board. This time GB putting that in. Assist by Zyder. Fireballs are now 9-4. How many points ahead is that? My maths is terrible. 5. They're 5 points leading.
Mitch,
They're
no
dominating.
way.
There's
No way you just sit there and work out 9 minus 4.
leave me alone. A long weekend.
They are 5 points ahead.
Leave me alone. You bully. I'm being bullied by Reddit live on stream. I hope everyone's seeing that. Here we have. Go on, take it over. Take it over, you bully.
Oh well, they take it up field now. They're going for a quick push, trying to get in there. Grack does get there in time. Their stack was faster, cleaner. No, they had the position set up. GB was ready, but unfortunately the stun. They slipped. The slippery old surface down there. But this can be a slippery one. All the sweat and the tension, and it did go past their fingers. That would have been a really nice 2 points. To clarify, they are still ahead. They're still doing really clean. They're still 5 points up, and 4 minutes to go means Fire Entrance has only got 4 minutes potentially in this entire tournament, unless they can change something around right now.
Yeah, looking for a way in. We have Fire Entrance looking to build up a play. Can they pick this up and build a little bit of exposure composure as Fireballs are right in their face, causing issues that they do pick that up and looking for a very long clear that they are collecting themselves. GB does get handed it, but Sausage is there in time to stun them out and remove the threat.
Yeah, they're removing the threat, now working up again, another attack. Oh, that would have been good. No, what? That would have been good, I say, but then they bring it back once again, they go for another quick, a swing, a dodge, backboard bounce, a swing,
my.
and Zono takes it in. There is no need to do it like that. That is a brutal way to bring it back, but they do win it. They are now 7 points ahead. It's only 3 minutes to go.
Would you say that Fireballs are now warmed up? Would you say that they've now?
If I was
warmed up
being
it?
honest with you, I would say that Fireballs have really started it. They came in with embers, and they've come out with an absolute blaze because they are crushing it.
Yeah, they are blazing here as GB takes their time building the heat here, looking for his teammates to build a play as he gets it all the way through to Zyder, who sees the opportunity right now and he takes it. He doesn't miss. Has he missed? I think he missed one actually, but I mean, that's like 4 or 5 in total now in this game that he's just hitting. He just hits, give him an open goal and he puts them in, and that is why he's competing at this level in this season 6 finals match.
Damn, these guys are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Some really, really good gameplay. I don't want to sound cool. I don't want to sound cool here. But I did say that we had the inconsistency in the gameplay. But when they pop off, they absolutely come out with a storm. We are seeing that. But we also said, of course, Riot Entrants have the moves. They have what it takes to bring it back in a very, very short time. And if they suddenly able to pull it together, they can get some frees. They're going to be in a really good spot. They can do it back. Fireballs cannot let the guard down. 8 points is manageable in 2 minutes. We saw 12 points in 2 minutes with Gravity yesterday. Coming again here. There's the stone coming out. There's Denmark. They can get frees, but they need to get nothing but frees now. Oh! This is going to be it. David on the outside. Oh no, what? The headbutt recovery. They're scrambling. Things are getting messy here because the pressure is on. The free. It's the free. Oh, so unlucky. Stag recovers it for the 2, but Denmark, just under that pressure, does not quite hit the all essential free. But they are now only 6 points apart. They can get 2 3-pointers. They have to just do it quick. They can't make mistakes starting now.
Oh, it's definitely possible. Let's not underestimate Fire Entrants here. They've shown in this tournament so far that they can hit those threes back to back and they can turn a game like this around. But do they have the composure in this game to set themselves up to do such a thing? Because Fireballs, in terms of possession, Fireballs have been dominating these 2 rounds. And, oh, well, just to put their nail in the coffin, I think that's a little bit too much now. Reddit Hyper puts that in. That is another 3. That is a 9-meter 3 right on the peripheral of the bubble there. The range where your 3 becomes a 2. He was just outside that range, making it too difficult for Fire Entrants to bring this back.
Yeah, that looks like that's it. It looks like we've seen the end here. Guys, that is going to be the last 25 seconds here of Fire Entrants Season 6 gameplay. As they played so well first round, they just could not pull it back. What a game it has been for Fireballs. As they and they end it with style of 3 points, 20-8. Fireballs, the underdogs in this, take away this round and this game, winning it against Fire Entrants, knocking them out and moving on to go into the next round. That was crazy. That was so good.
Yeah. There's a few ways my mind wants to go in terms of analysing this. I feel that Fire Entrants, they've played much better games than that. I don't know, it could be what you were alluding to earlier about like match day nerves, having all of these people watching. I think there might have been a factor there. I've seen them perform so much sharper before. I'm not sure what was going on there. Perhaps they were just a little rocked in that first round. They held their own in that first round there. Early on, they were stepping up, but Fireballs... I mean, I don't know if the interviews are out, but I had the privilege to interview this team, and like the vibes on that team, it just cancels out any nerves when it comes to Fireballs. They just always having a good time. And I don't know about you, Reddit, but I can feel it. The way they play, the way they enjoy their play, their games. You can feel that good energy coming out despite not even hearing the comms. I don't know if you can agree with that.
I'm not gonna lie, you can.
Yeah.
These guys have been a consistently good team and consistent roster team for seasons. I think it was season 3 they joined, if I remember this right. And they've kept almost their roster like almost entirely the same since then, right? They've had changes. Loads of players have changed over, but it's been like 5 players maybe, I think.
Well, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, if you know, but I believe this at least one season this has been the roster. Love's joined quite recently as their 5th. I'm not sure if they've had any gameplay yet so far in the tournament. That might be coming up since they're still in it, but they have more games to play. But it's a pretty tight roster they have. They're all very good buds, as we were saying before. They're really good mates, and you can just feel that, and it's what's really working for them. It's a big part of any competitive sport to really have that camaraderie with your teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes such a difference. They really are showing why it matters to have that chemistry, why supporting each other, being friends, honestly. Like, it's true. If you can support each other, you can get that positivity out there. Even when they start struggling at the beginning, they can pull it through, support each other, and get ahead with it. And they did. Some really, really nice gameplay that just won in this whole game. And honestly, if they can keep that up in the next round, they could be in for a really, really good shot. But they are going to be up against some tough teams. Right now, this other game is still going on. Astronomic versus Gravity on the other side. Gravity won round 1. Astronomic now is currently winning 7-3 with 4.5 minutes to go. So that game could go either way. But whoever wins that is going to be facing off against Fireballs. They play another round to 2 in a row. And then obviously loser once again will be knocked out. So they can be, from now on, every game they play, they have to win or will be out. They're fighting to stay in this. If they can keep it consistent, like they did at the end there, they can keep the pressure on, they could be in a really, really good spot. Honestly, I think it's so going to vary. It can go either way so easily for them. But this game here, just being able to pull out those threes again and again, that won them the game.
Yeah, no, Retib, you're absolutely right. This next game is going to be very interesting. Fireballs are coming in hot after that match, that performance we've just witnessed here as they progressively warmed up through those 2 rounds. But the next potential opponent is either Team Gravity or Astronomic. Both teams have had phenomenal performances so far, as we saw yesterday evening. Team Gravity is Team Gravity, needs no introduction. Their legacy that they've built over prior VRML seasons is just unmatched over here in EU. But also Astronomic, particularly shout out to Glacier. Glacier subbed in for their first loser bracket match and just popped off back-to-back 3. The first goal, I think I tried to clip it as well. If you go back and watch that, within something like 15-20 seconds, scores a cloud bounce shot. Do you know how hard that is to score on a good day? He just does it in finals. I don't know if you recall that, Reddit.
I do, yeah. And it's really, really impressive. You're absolutely right. Yeah, that kind of stuff is what makes all the difference, right? Also, quickly want to mention here, by the way, guys, although it looks like I've just frozen up here. Hey, I'm back. Quickly want to mention as well, while we're here, while we have you guys, because this is the end of Season 6, we're going to have more games after this. Obviously, we have 3 more tonight on this channel. We have more in NA, and the next weekend we are going to have the entire Grand Finals. When that's all finished, there is still more VR esports action camp coming up because we have Ultimax, right? If you haven't seen it yet, it actually looks so fun. I haven't had a chance to play, but I really want to, because looking into it, we partnered VRML with Resolution Games, Ultimax, to bring you guys the pre-season of Ultimax Competitive, starting November 1st and running through mid-January. It's free to play on Oculus and Steam, so definitely don't miss out on that one. Head over to vrml.com/Ultimax. We'll put your link in the chat for it, and you guys can register and do more of this esports and the VR esports that we all absolutely love, because there's so much to it, so much out there happening. Definitely well worth joining in with this one. But in the meantime, of course, we do still have, I believe it is 15 minutes more until our next game actually officially starts. So 2 minutes still on Astronomic versus Team Gravity. Gravity's fought it back now, 3 points ahead, 2 minutes to go. If they win that, Astronomic will be out, and we'll be seeing them against Fireballs? You said it, Mitch.
Sorry. I wasn't ready for that handover. Apologies.
That's fine. That's fine. But we will be taking a break in a minute. But just before we do that, I just want to point out the rest of the schedule for the night for you guys, because we do have, after that, we're going to have the Fireballs game against whoever it is wins. If Gravity keep it up, it is going to be against them in the next 1 minute 30, and we'll see that because they have 3 points still ahead. Still so much time for Astronomic to pull it back, so not discounting them. But if they don't in the next 1 minute 15 now, then that will be moving over. And after that, we're going to go straight on to Blast versus Scuffed, which will be such a good match. Like, really, really hype. Two of the top teams people think most likely to win this, as far as we've heard. You know, they are the only two teams who've won both their games so far. So if they can keep that one up, the winner of that is going to be going straight to finals, and the loser will be going down and facing off against the winner of the Fireballs versus whoever winner this game is. And then we'll have that last match. The loser of the Blast vs. Scuffed against the winner of Fireballs versus... Is it finished yet? Oh, it's not! Maybe too late though, because 30 seconds to go. Gravity is 5 points up, so it looks like it will be Fireballs versus Gravity in that last matchup, which should be good. We have a really, really good one. You can see the graphic on stream here. So definitely do not go anywhere for us tonight. Make sure you guys are still here, ready to watch all that. I'm going to wait so I'll see the Gravity end of the Gravity game. But it is, 10 seconds, that's it. Gravity will be going up against Fireballs, and then the winner of that will be going against the loser of Blast versus Scuffed, ready for that last finals spot. In the meantime, we are going to be taking a break here and getting ready for the next match. So guys, definitely don't go anywhere. Check out the all our links we're going to put in the chat here for the Ultramex, and we'll see you guys in 15 minutes.
Yes.
Easy going right there. One more to go.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Good evening, welcome back. My name is MoneyMix26 and I am joined by a new co-caster here. This is Offbeat. So if you were just watching here before the break, we were watching Fireballs versus Fire Entrance. Fireball managed to get the victory there in 2 rounds. And the next match that we're going to be watching now is the next loser bracket match, the loser bracket semi-final, I think that's the term for it. We're going against the winners of the other match that was just being played on the second channel here. Team Gravity, who beat Astronomic. Offbeat, you were involved over there. Do you want to tell us how that game went down?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it was a very close game. I was running the cams behind here as we saw Doc Education and Pinch Nerve kind of walking us through the cast. But the game itself, look, it was a 2-round game, but these were not blowout rounds, despite even looking at the scoreboard. These were incredibly close all the way through, up until like the final minutes. Gravity, you know, they kind of took a bit of a commanding lead and held on to win a close one in round 1, but then round 2, they were down and being shut out for about half the round before finally pulling a comeback and kind of powering through the second half of that second round to earn their berth here. So really, Gravity is almost certainly riding high on their momentum right now. They're going to be feeling really good coming into this. If they keep playing like they closed off that last round, I expect we're going to see some very good things out of them coming in here. And if I'm them, I'm super excited that we don't have a break now, that we don't have another game that we need to do in between it, because you want to keep rolling with that momentum as much as you can, especially the way they were going forward at the end of their last one.
Yeah, momentum is massive in this game, as we've seen in various teams that have been competing this weekend. But also coming in hot, we have Fireballs, who have really proven themselves in this tournament. They were pretty back and forth with Fire Entrance in that last game, but quite like halfway through the first round, they really picked up their own momentum and they had a phenomenal game. I was here with Retip and we were talking about how their chemistry was just oozing out. You can tell that these players on the Fireball side, Zyda, Hyper, Gracchus, GB, Loved, they're mates, they're friends, they get on really well, they're buddies, they play Among Us together, all of these kind of games, and it comes through in their gameplay. Their chemistry is just on point. But how does that stand up with a team like Gravity? Offbeat, how much have you seen Team Gravity, particularly this roster, play a lot already this weekend? Not including that last match.
No, I think I was actually fortunate. I'm glad I got a chance to check in on Gravity, because no, I didn't get to see them at all yesterday with my own games that we were running on Channel 2. But look, Gravity is a team that comes in with experience. Obviously, it's not the exact same roster that they've run. Like, the reason you know Team Gravity is because they're top of the table so consistently for so many seasons here at EU. And, you know, the roster is reworked now as things are kind of blown apart and come back together. But look, the name carries weight. It's not like you're just getting whoever you want to come in here and take the team, you know, down to whatever back end road you might go down. No, this is a name with weight, and these players are absolutely living up to that name. They've been putting in the work here. They've been excelling, and they've been kind of standing up to that, because it's a lot of pressure coming in, especially if you're a player that has just joined Gravity. If you're one of the new members coming in to what is a huge mantle in the EU scene, they've been doing a very, very respectable job here, and it's the reason they're still here playing for a spot. Now look, it's not going to be easy. They're going to have to win. They're going to have to win this match, and then they would have to take another best of 5 and then another best of 5 if they wanted to win this whole thing. But look, it sounds like a tall order, but I don't know how many of you were able to watch the Elan event that happened in Toronto, but we saw that exact same kind of thing kind of come through there in that event, and it's definitely not out of the question. If anyone could pull it off, I think this Gravity wildcard definitely has the potential to do that.
Yeah, 100%. Everything you're saying is absolutely true. It's the brand behind it. It's the name Team Gravity, and like the weight behind that of being Team Gravity, carrying that, and then the pressure that adds to the newer players as well. It's quite a nerve-wracking experience, I imagine, for these teams that have only recently joined the roster of the team for Gravity. But I believe that we are getting ready for this match. So predictions, Offbeat, how do you feel this is going to go?
Oh man, I've got to be biased because I saw them coming in through that last game, and they look like they're clicking right now. Some of the shots were often struggling early on, but they seem to have it together. And if they can keep that consistently going together, I really think Gravity can come in here and pull what would technically be an upset. These are the number 5 and 6 teams. So my predictions are on Gravity. But that being said, like, you look at the game that you just saw here on this channel, Fireballs were dominant. They were scoring machines. 18 points in the first round, 20 in the second round. Gravity's gonna have to make sure their defense is on point if they want to be able to kind of stop that offensive that offensive push and be able to get points of their own here to kind of, offset that aggressive offense I expect will be seen from Fireballs out the gate here.
I think we're seeing a very aggressive offense from both teams here, but here we are beginning off in this first round. Fireballs versus Gravity. Who thought we'd see it, eh? Finals, Season 6, VRML, EU. Let's go into this game. Lights out and away we go with Gravity getting the upper hand now, but now Fireballs are fighting for possession here. They do get it. Grackers does get a hold on it. Look at that, his team setting up as a stack flies in very quickly. Nillywick getting a hand on that and clearing this through. It is still dangerous for Gravity. It's in their bubble, but now it is cleared out, and Gravity are collecting this, looking for some space, and Viatrex clears this forward.
Yeah, up ahead to BK. BK looking for that long three. Is that an... Oh, nearly! Oh, that would have been quite the start for Gravity. They're still able to pick it up, though. Nillywick with it down in the boot is going to choose to reset that. Smart move, considering they were looking at a 2-on-4 coming into the bubble. And Scuba 2, not under a lot of pressure. Just going to back this one up, wait for something open. And there's something, because Nillywick coming in. Nillywick, 2 points. Gravity taking the early lead.
That early lead could be very important here. Both teams coming into this match with momentum behind them from the prior match happened already tonight. Which one's going to maintain that momentum? Would it just be a back and forth, or is Gravity really going to use the advantage they just put themselves in as GB comes out, slowly picks it up, gets it down low to Zyda, just slipping out of his fingers as BK gets this through to Nillywick. Nillywick very quickly getting over to Viatrex. Viatrex looking to set up on the back line, but Scooby-Doo 2 is there also. Throwing this forward, not quite picked up by K. This could really be costly if they keep missing kinds of passes, but now Fireballs are getting possession and clearing this forward.
Yeah, cleared ahead. It's going to be a good one. That bounce is going to go just wide, but it does set themselves up for that offensive chance because Gracchus with the disc has some open targets. That VR Zyda up above, moving down a good duck. Another one under the goal through the back. VR Zyda going to put that one in and equal the score here at 2 as Fireball's doing an excellent job of answering back.
This is a big deal. A team like Fireballs they've been grinding through the seasons, climbing and climbing and climbing that ladder. They find themselves competing with the best, the teams at the top. And right now, Fireballs are equaling against Gravity, finding themselves with an open goal, taking a shot on an open goal. That was nearly free, and now it is a free. Hyper attempts it. Zyda is there to clean up. Zyda, Hyper, combo. Fireballs are here competing in the... Sorry, I got a bit excited there. That was just a big moment. I really enjoyed that. This is what Fireballs do well. Their counter QBs are so quick, so sharp, and so painful to receive.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly from our prepping for this, I believe we are allowed to get excited. So I don't think you have too much to be concerned about there. Viatrex with the disc is going to make a nice little move to get that over to Nillywick in the tunnel, keeping it away from that Fireball stack. The Fireball stack, which is, they're not all over them, but they're lurking. They're waiting for an opportunity, a miss that they can kind of jump on and capitalize on. And Nillywick making a good move as they keep this moving around, trying to get the stun. Finally, that stack is broken up. And it does give Nillywick room to move up here. Look, Nillywick has been doing some excellent shooting kind of over the tournament so far. So keep an eye out for that here. See if that continues out this round. As is, though, Fireballs are going to recover this one, try and clear it out the far tunnel, which they will succeed. And they'll pick that one up as VR Zeta going to look to move this one back in as they scramble for the loose disc.
And Gravity do get a hand in it and clear. That's a very deep clear, but it's picked up on the back line by Gracchus does get stunned out by Nillywick, and now Fireballs again hold possession, potentially with a triple stack, which did fall apart. Nillywick looks like to be the first person to get a hold on it, slaps it wildly out. Zyda picking this up, but already under pressure from 3 Gravity players, and there's no connection from GB there. This is now a loose disc as both teams, try and scramble and collect possession here. It's quite a scrambly game so far. Nillywick clearing this up and not deceived. And Fireball's defense are looking to clear this out.
Yeah, they get up through the tunnel nice and clean. It's going to bounce high in a dangerous area if they can be first with the stacks. But fortunately for Gravity, they are first there. They've got it. Oh, but the clear isn't great. Zeta with Hyper moving. They've got a 2-on-2 and numbers coming in here. Surprised that Zeta's looking to slow this one down because, you know, they had the numbers advantage. And as is, they've given the Gravity a chance to get back. And a couple sloppy plays here is going to mean that Fireballs have lost the ball. And here's a good counter-attack chance. Niliwick looking for that long shot. Is that going to be in? Bouncing just wide, but no worries. Because Scooberty 2 is going to come in and put that one in for a nice easy 2 points. Easiest 2 points, I'm sure, of Scoober's career. And they're going to bring this back to within 1 as we're approaching the midway point here of the first round. Still keeping it very close between these two teams.
It was a very easy collection of 2 points. However, I do believe that was quite critical for the momentum of Gravity. They need to maintain that pressure on Fireballs and not let them run away too much. As Zyda picks this up right now, they are 1 point ahead with 5 minutes to go in this first early round. Reset back to GB. GB looking at his option in the most familiar position. He finds himself with the disc on the back line, getting it over to his teammate Grackers. Grackers rotating round to the back, moving forward to Nugget. No one pressuring him, and now they are. So Grackers finds the pass down low with Hyper. Hyper looking to finish that off. But there's 3 Gravity players defending that, and that is enough to stop Hyper in his tracks. But now BK looking for the clear.
And that clear is good all the way through. It's all going to come down to who gets those stacks together first. It is Gravity. That net is open for a moment, but they've got the 2-on-1. Oh my goodness, Hyper! Hyper taking that one away off the line. An incredible defense of 2 players coming in, and they've built themselves a counter-attack chance here if they can pick up this disc. That is going to bounce down into the trench away from the goal, which will force them to slow up, and as a result, Zeta here with some time looking for the pass, has the cut pass coming in, and the goalie stunned out means Gracchus is going to be able to put that one in and extend that lead back to 3 points. Fireballs holding on to that slim margin.
I've for some reason, I've got such a soft spot for Fireballs. I'm really a part of me is really rooting for them. I think it's this underdog story as they're coming in here, competing with the best of the best of the best. They're coming in, they've worked hard to get here. It's a real rocky story as they're here finding themselves 3 points up, but that's quickly pushed down and put to an end. BK's having none of it. BK 6 of 3.
Caster's curse. Money Mitch is not allowed to be happy. Get that happiness out of here. But yeah, like you were saying, Fireballs has been a team that has, for the longest time, been floating right around the bottom edge of Master, top end of Diamond, right? And oh my goodness, that's not going to help. That's a turnover. Not able to get the 3. Second attempt, that one's also not going to fall. 4-on-0 around the goal. Not able to get a connect. They've still got the numbers. Niliwick, a good fiery cross to Scooberty who's going to put that one in. Back-to-back scores for Gravity, who kind of say to Fireballs, look, you may have been hanging around the top end of the EU division for a while, but we run this. This is our throne to lose, and as a result, some excellent scores to get themselves the first lead of this game that they've had.
Yeah, 100%. When there's something to lose, it does set a fire off inside, and Gravity are turning up now, taking the lead for the first time in this early round here. They are 2 points ahead, and they are looking to push this in their favor as Niliwick put some pressure on GB, but it's not enough. GB does get the pass across, but it's not received. But on the back line, we have Viatrix picking this up, looking to clear this through mid. It's not totally good, but BK comes through with a very quick head putt, getting this forward, picking up his own clear, passing it over to Niliwick. Doesn't quite receive it. Zyda takes the opportunity there, gets it back to Grackers. Grackers is stunned out before he can make the clear that he needed to make. And GB looking to clear it again. A couple back-to-back failed clears here. This could be costly as Gravity take control of a back pass to Scooby-Doo 2. Forward to BK. BK over to Niliwick on the right side. Niliwick is challenged by Zyda, but gets it over to Viatrix. Viatrix looking to play the slow game here, calming it down. This is exactly what they need. Some slow down play and composure as Viatrix sends it back to Scooby-Doo 2. Scooby-Doo 2 getting it very quickly over to shoulder where we had BK. BK sending it back to Scubs. It's not received. This is an opportunity for Fireballs to put their foot down, but Gravity find themselves just clutching still with the possession here in the end of Fireballs, hoping to do some damage, but Fireballs now making the clear they needed.
Well, it's getting up but not out, as we've seen so many times. This time Scoob is back there to pick this one up off the line. And yeah, as long as they can't get it out, Gravity is playing with the lead, and they know they're playing with the lead. Moving in, taking their time, and then getting 2 points. That is a 4-point lead, which with just over a minute left on the clock is going to be hard to come back from. Excellent, excellent patience coming in from Gravity there. Like starting back with that long reset into their own end. Slowly working the disc up, passing it around, keep away, and eventually putting in 2 points when it presented itself. And as a result here, the pressure is on Fireballs, who are now fighting against the clock here and losing possession. Oh, getting it back for a second, but no, too much pressure as BK is going to pick this one up. A good solid clear, not all the way through. Fireball still with a chance, but they got to score quick. It's going to be VR Zyda sending that one down. It's going to bounce in and around the bubble, but no fear because Gravity is back there. They've got the numbers, they've got the passes up. They're going to shoot this one all the way down, not on target, but it doesn't matter because that will be it. Not enough time left for Fireballs to get back in this one. Gravity going to mess around in the bubble for a bit and likely take this first round here by a final of 11-7.
It does look like that. There's now only 5 seconds left on the clock, and Gravity are still looking to put something in. Yeah, here we are. The first round closing off. Offbeat, does that line up in what you were predicting here? Did that surprise you in any way?
Like, as a result, it's kind of what I was expecting, right? We got ourselves a very close back and forth game. One thing that did kind of catch me is it does seem that Gravity is wanting to play that slow game, and they are successfully pulling Fireballs into that style of game as well, right? We could see especially highlighted near the end that Gravity wanting to slow down and wait for opportunities, but they've kind of been forcing Fireballs to play that same type of game. You see on defense, when Gravity is coming in, they have all 4 in the bubble, and they are not pushing out of that bubble, trying to force any kind of turnovers once Fireballs have gotten set up. They're making Fireballs need to push and need to kind of force something into that bubble because they're not leaving themselves open to vulnerabilities there, right? They're playing with that goalie far back, so they always have someone in the goal to cover those open threes, and they're making sure that once they get into their zone, that they're going to need to break something. They're going to need to break through that barrier that they're putting around the bubble. And as so far, that's been working out really well for Gravity.
Yeah, Offbeat, you've got a really good eye for this game. I've had the pleasure of casting with you for a couple times, particularly in Toronto when we were doing Echo North. But what I'm observing from this game is both teams are playing, they both want to slow down, they both want a slow game, and then a quick movement. Slow, opportunity comes up, strike. And it's just paying off for Gravity there. Fireballs are really being put on the back foot. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Like, we can see Fireballs trying to do what Gravity has been doing, but they've been a little less fluid and connected on the passes, right? We've seen some miscues with, passes that haven't quite clicked. But here they come in. This is maybe what they're looking for. Coming in, no! Another instance of it not quite clicking. A second chance here, but VR Zyda's going to get stunned out and lose that one. A chance for Fireballs to take a good commanding statement lead, but they're not able to connect. A little miscue is going to cost them. Hopefully they can get together here. They've managed to retain possession. Zeta's going to send that one across, but no. Well read and cleared out by the defense around that bubble, and Gravity coming back the other way with a chance of their own.
Yeah, the heat is thoroughly turned up as Scooby-Doo 2 puts that in. That's an early 3 points for Gravity in the second round. Their momentum is here. They've carried their momentum into this match now. And in the second round, they find themselves leading by 3 points. Fireballs have a little bit of a hill to climb now. Not much, just a little bit as they come out now with their possession. Josh, GP taking their time as they pick that, reading the play, finding the pass on the right side with Zyda. Zyda does collect this, getting across to Hyper. And Hyper finds their spot on the left side. GP tailing behind just as Hyper sends it over to Zyda. Zyda didn't have enough time to make the pass. Gravity are just so overwhelming with their presence, their pressure, the pressure they put on the players and forcing these errors that are happening. They're causing Fireballs to make these errors that aren't in their favor.
Yeah, it's going to be picked up here by Niliwick now as Gravity looking to push in here. There's some space, but not enough as the entirety of the defense was closing in there. Chance here for Fireballs as they look. They've got that open shot if they can get it in. It's on target. Oh, it's just gonna ding. So close. Oh, that would have equaled it up and been great for the Fireballs, but it's just off. They managed to retain possession. Zyda looking to send this one in, but another miscue as the only one waiting there is Viatrex, and Viatrex able to pick that one up and look to mount a counterattack. No chance here. Fireballs, they're going to get the turnover. They're looking at that goal, But excellent backstacks means Gravity still holds that shutout up 3-0.
Yeah, unfortunate for Fireballs. They're looking just a little bit rushed, not finding their composure, as Gravity seem to have found. They found their composure. They're keeping that pressure nice and clean, and when they get those opportunities, they are taking them. However, Fireballs now keeping the possession. Their possession game is good. They are holding it and winning the disc occasionally. But now, Gravity have cleared this over to the left side and they're picking up themselves. But GB, I believe, got their head in the way there. Hyper does pick this up, throwing it a little wildly there. BK is there to easily intercept that and looking for the next player as a stack comes right into his face. Zyda looking to pressure that, and it's passed over to Niddiwick. Niddiwick moving this in and scoring that in. I believe it's Viatrex has dropped out, potentially seeing a pause come in here.
Like, Viatrex was out for a good chunk of that series. That was a 3v4 push that Gravity did there.
Wow.
Kind of actually fortunate timing for Gravity, because I was about to say that if I'm Fireballs and we give up another 2 points here, you need to take a timeout, because right now they are struggling with just kind of the fundamentals. They have discs slipping away. They have communication issues where they're kind of, you know, throwing discs into no man's land. And so right now, you know, the pause did come in from Gravity. And I think it really is kind of benefiting Fireballs here, because they needed it. They needed this break. I mean, look, Gravity just came and scored on them with a full... They played defense 3v4 and got possession. They came out and played 3v4 offense and pushed it in. And it wasn't like it was a fast break goal that they got lucky on. And so Fireballs absolutely need to take some time here and kind of calm down, because it's nothing big that they need to be changing. There's nothing wrong with their game plan or their philosophy coming in here. It's really just execution. It's been little mistakes here and there, some missed goals, some dings, sometimes the disc slips out. And, you know, it's just a matter of kind of, you got to take a deep breath, get that heart rate down, and focus on those fundamentals.
100%. When you're in a situation like this, where you know you can compete in such a different way, but the mindset, the mental game around it, suddenly a goal that normally you can hit back to back every day, suddenly you're dinging it or just going wide. They're like, particularly Hyper. We've seen Hyper perform incredible in the prior match that we watched, and also in the first round here. But in the second round, they're having really shaky moments where I think the pressure's just getting to them. It really adds an illusion when you're getting stunned out and stolen from the pressure of the opposition. It does really shove you in your head, and now you're in panic mode and you're playing like you are a couple ranks lower. And it's rough to experience that, but this is your time to wake up and prove that you belong here. You can't play in such a soft manner at this level. You have to be okay with the pressure and really turn up, and let's see how they turn up now.
Yeah, well, and that's what you'll see with a lot of teams that have been in these big games a lot before, is that some teams might start off a little shaky with that, but they kind of improve as the round goes on. We know kind of on the NA side, Kangarillas is a team that's a very good example of that, who, you know, they'll come out with shakier round ones, but then they'll come out explosive in round twos, because, you know, they've gotten their nerves out. But coming in here, that is going to be another points coming in for Gravity, and Gravity doing some excellent work here to kind of reestablish that, right? You've had a break, and you want to make sure that this isn't an opportunity for Fireballs to turn it around and get points of their own. And just like that, they've done it. They've come in, and they've got 2 points and extended that lead to 7-0. Oh, Fireballs still without a score here.
Still without a score. This is just adding and adding and adding to the pressure. They've really got to step up now. It is really looking like a tough uphill fight for Fireballs.
Oh!
And the height of that hill is getting higher and higher. The game is really cooling down, not in their favor, and Fireballs really need more than ever to bring the heat in this game. We're having another pause in here. I can only assume it is from the side of Fireballs. So following on from everything you're saying, Offbeat, like, so we're talking about the mental game of what's going on with Fireballs now, but in terms of strategy, is there anything that you could, like, if you could speak to them and speak in their ear, what would you recommend?
Well, at this point, it's tough, because you're down 10, right? You're midway through. You're almost midway through the game, and you got to come out here and you need to do things to score quickly. So you're going to need to come out with a plan that is a little more pressure. I think you come out with a more aggressive stack because you're going to need to force some turnovers and get some quick counterattacks the other way. And I'm interested to see what they're going to change here, because I do think something will change, because they are coming in, and it looks like we're seeing some players jump around and some new players in the arena, which makes me think that potentially they might have been looking to sub out a player. We are seeing... Was Hyper in here to begin with? Because I think
Hyper was, yeah. Their fifth is Loved. So if we see Loved appear, then yeah, they've done a swap.
Okay, so it looks like they're not doing any swaps yet. They did take a timeout. Looks like the team's kind of conferring for a bit here. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I think that's exactly what you're looking to do here, right? You need to come out and you got to play a little more aggressive. But that starts with needing to score first, right? Keep possession here, right? Keep possession, get a good, safe goal, right? Take a time just to kind of stop the floodgates for now, and then come out explosive on defense with that stack to apply some pressure. And we'll see how they do here, as a little shaky coming out the gate, but they do manage to retain possession. That gets across to Hyper across to VR Zyda, but again, they've lost possession here. Hyper, maybe with a spark here, is going to get a turnover and send it in as long as they can get the stacks there. It is going to be Graka's getting there first, but no, an excellent read by Scuba on the top to jump up and get that interception. And Gravity, as they have been doing so far, they're going to do it again. They've got possession back, and they're going to move it in, slow it up, and wait for a chance to strike.
And this potentially is a chance to strike, as Zyda does pick that up. Didn't quite have the angle on the goal. Looking for the... looking for some kind of bounce shot. That could have worked as CB does put that in. That is the first time Fireballs are getting points on the board in this second round. Can they bring the momentum out of thin air in this game and make something happen?
Yeah, you gotta hope so, and that's the first step, right? That is the first step, what they needed to do. You could see them kind of there, like, waiting for a second to figure out maybe it'll bounce in for a 3, but it did almost kind of cost them coming out the gate the other way. But hey, they've got some pressure. Hyper with the steal, Hyper with the shot. Not going to connect, but following that up for the rebound. It's going to cross to VR Zyda. VR Zyda with the disc, under a little bit of pressure, going to send this one back. They've done a good job. They forced the turnover here, moving in. That's going to be taking the shot, and that is in. VR Zyda tucking that one in for another 2 points. Good back-to-back. And doing so without a fourth in. They really were playing with someone far back on that back line, wanting to keep it slow. But hey, can't argue with the results. They forced a turnover. They got some points. This is exactly what they needed. Look out. Fireballs aren't done yet.
They're not done yet. And great spot on that player playing back. They did that with 3 players up. They had one playing very deep. Very deep. But here we are in the Fireballs bubble already. Gravity are looking to respond. Just missing the dunk there, I believe. Scooby-Doo 2 does juke around and ding that in. Eventually, Fireballs are collecting some more points here. Sorry, Gravity are collecting more points here. Fireballs are looking to do the same in the other way, as they are looking at 8 points.
Yeah. Scoob on that replay, looking, flailing, trying to find something for his offhand to lock onto. Finally find something using it to push towards the goal. But I mean, hey, they killed a couple seconds with it, so I don't think they got the points at the end of the day, so I don't think they're too upset. 8 points. 8 points is the difference now. Grakas with the disc knows that, and they're going to move in here. That net is open, or at least has the illusion of being open. Kind of wonder if Scooper's wanting to try and bait out a 3 if they look and see, oh, an open goal. Maybe they'll take the shot. But they're not falling it right now. Scooper, the reads on the back line here. There have been so many where they just jump out in front of what looks like an easy pass, and they are rewarded with 3 back the other way. We have seen so many of those interceptions in the bubble. It has been incredible stuff. Those long cut passes are not happening. Gravity has been shutting those down, and Fireballs has to recognize that and move to shorter passes. They can't be going for these long cuts because Scoob is all over them.
Absolutely, Scoob is all over them. Here we are, Gravity making it look so easy as they move in there. BK collecting some more points there, and you're right. The read in the bubble of Gravity's half. Just cutting that off. Scooby-Doo 2 pick that up and just send it all the way through. They're just turning this around. They play slow and then they play very, very fast. Now Fireball's coming out. It's looking very tough now. GB send it over to the right side. VR Zyda not quite collecting it. Gravity. No, Hyper does pick this up. Hyper was looking at the goal, but it was defense in the goal. And in the meantime, he was pickpocketed. And now GB finds himself with the disc on double diamond.
Yeah, Gravity a minute 40 from moving on to that losers bracket final. Well, they will await the loser of Blast and Scuffed, which will be coming up here next, and they are not slowing down at all. Trying to turn around and flick that one behind the back and put it in. Won't connect, but that's okay, because it's 1:20 left on the clock, and they have done more than enough to lock them a spot going forward here. And unfortunately, this may mean the end of the tournament and the end of Season 6 for Fireballs here, as we hit just a minute left in the game here. Niluik moving around, buying some time. Eventually going to send this one up to BK in the tunnel with lots of space. Is that a 3? Why not? A little icing on the cake as Gravity hitting 20 points. 20-4 lead. Thanks, Fireballs, but I think this is where it ends.
Yeah, Gravity, they seem to be suffering from some kind of amnesia here. Every now and then they just forget their Gravity. They play like a normal team, and then out of nowhere they're like, oh no, sorry guys, oh, we were so sorry. Let's just fix that. Let's get 20 points on the board right now as Viatrex holds us in the tunnel looking for a low bounce shot that wasn't quite the way you wanted it, but still he got it very deep there, set it up for BK. BK does look to clean it up for GB. Phenomenal playing goal all of this tournament, and just has one more to show in the last 20 seconds of their game here.
Yeah, absolutely. As the last seconds countdown, look. Oh my goodness, that almost nearly getting a lucky bounce here. That would have been a fun way to end the season. Vierzaida behind, gonna get the last points. No, Viatrex comes in, says no to that, and that will do it. 20-4, the final. Team Gravity moving on, Fireballs going home, and that 20 points is the most that Team Gravity has scored at all here for the entire duration of this tournament. They're coming together at exactly the right time. This is the best they've played all tournament, I feel. They absolutely have the momentum rolling with them right now. Whoever loses Blast and Scuffed, you can't look at Gravity and say, oh, a number 6 seed. You got to watch out, because there's some quality play coming in from these guys right now, and they're on top of their game.
On top of their game. Just to speak about Fireballs, they really put up a fight there. I feel what they did to Fire Entrance, I think Gravity has just done to them. I think it's a large percent of that last match, particularly that second round. It's the mental game. Hyper, we've seen perform incredible throughout this tournament, but also throughout the season, being very, very consistent. But just at the end there, perhaps the pressure was a factor in that. Not the only factor, of course. There's so many things that add up and can affect the way a game plays out. But yeah, we just saw a different Fireballs towards the end there. But hopefully, with the experience that they've put up further, playing at this very, very, very high, I can't reiterate that enough, how high of a level this is. With more experience up here, perhaps they can use that going into future tournaments. As for Gravity, they've just remembered. I'm kind of getting a feeling of like balance is being restored here. Gravity, where they haven't had the runaway seasons that they've seen in the past, but in this finals, they're just turning up and remembering who they are, and it's just good to see. It kind of like give a sense of familiarity, seeing like a team that for so many seasons has been at the top is now performing like they have no other plans than staying at the top here.
Yeah, exactly. And so when we look ahead to kind of what's coming up for Gravity here, obviously they're going to be watching the next game on here with Scuffed and Blast very closely to kind of keep an eye on what's going on there. But look, they absolutely need to do whatever they can to kind of keep this feeling they've got going on right now. Because, you know, coming into finals here, you know, the last couple weeks of the season were a little, you know, hit and miss, right? It was, you know, they were kind of going 50-50, win some, lose some. Most recently, kind of suffering a pretty big loss to Blast on their last game of the season. So, you know, obviously, they know that they're going to be in it tough against these two teams, one of which is going to be their opponent. But both are going to be tough challenges, obviously. So it's time to see how these two teams are playing, right? Our next game up on dock is Blast and Scuffed, and so far this tournament, neither of these teams have shown too many signs of weakness, right? They've come out and they've kind of exploded through in their games. Blast, of course, with, you know, a couple dominant wins. The most they've ever given up in a single round is 9 points from their end. And, you know, on the Scuffed side, the most they've given up was 12-2. Gravity. Right, the game was Scruffed and Gravity went to 3 games, so I'm sure Gravity would have a hankering for a rematch if that can be arranged. To, get back at them for that first defeat earlier in this tournament.
Yeah, 100%. I'm sure Team Gravity are hungry for that opportunity to climb back up into the top bracket and have a seat at the grand finals here. This next match, yep, spot on with your analysis again, but yeah, Blast and Scuff, they're teams that not only throughout this tournament, they've had a phenomenal run, but also throughout the season. This, particularly Scuffs, has just sat at the top of the ladder, of the entire region. Scuffed has a lot to lose here. That's a negative way of putting it. They just have such a high reputation. They perform so well. And I'm very sure they're looking to maintain that, if not even improve that going into the finals here and do some damage. Blast, on the other hand, another strong favorite to win. Very strong rosters they have. And yeah, it's quite a lineup we've got for the rest of this tournament. Blast, Scuffed, and Team Gravity. Anything you want to add in that area?
Yeah, I mean, like, we can look ahead to the next match for sure, because I think we got 15 minutes till it comes underway, so we do have some time here to look at it. I mean, look, Blast and Scuffed coming into this game. Obviously, they've grappled a couple of times before. Twice this season, Scuffed winning the first one, and the more recent one, Blast taking. But still, that is a split. Both of these teams all are vulnerable, and you can't definitively say one way or the other who's going to come out of the top here. Blast, a team, obviously, there's been the Gravity Vertigo, that kind of top echelon that's been at the top of the EU ladder for so long in the top of the league. Blast has always been one of those that have been right around there, like the number 2, the number 3, always on the verge of greatness. And now kind of with the top of the ladder kind of being blown apart a little bit, obviously it's left a vacuum. And so far this season, Blast has stepped up and has filled that void. They have lost only 2 games across this season, coming in with an exceptional 16-2 record. Those losses coming, as we mentioned earlier, to Scuffed, and another earlier on to Fire Entrance, but that was way back in the early days of the season, and it definitely looks like Blast has kind of come together a little stronger since then, and have been playing on a much more consistent level. It really has been, I want to say, Scuffed was the last team they lost to, and that was way back in the beginning of October, so it has been over a month since Blast has seen a defeat, and I can't imagine that they are taking any pressure off of themselves, right? All the pressure is on Blast here, right? They're the ones coming in with the 16-2 record, only the 2 losses, the month of no losses. The pressure's on them. If Scuffed comes in here and they pull the upset, that's huge for them. But if they lose and drop down to lowest bracket, absolutely no one is going to hold that win against them. There aren't going to be any expectations that would have been like, oh, we should have done this. Everyone's going to be, oh, we're so disappointed in Scuffed. No, Scuffed has everything to play for. They've earned this spot at the top, and they can absolutely turn some heads if they're able to take out Gravity here. Blast here. And even if they don't, there's still the chance of a rematch. These 2 teams, this may not be the last we see of them here today. We may be seeing them 1 week from today when we do the EU grand finals.
Amazing. Thank you for that analysis there. So our next match is coming up in around 10 minutes. So I believe we're going to a break soon here. And yes, we're going to go to a break here, and we'll be back in around 10 minutes. We'll see you guys soon. Don't go anywhere.
Yes.
Easy going right there. One more to go.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world watching this right now. This is the semi-final for VRML Season 6 EU finals, I guess. Yeah, finals. I'm here joined by my good friend Luke. Luke, how are you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing so great. I am so hyped for this match. I mean, Offbeat was saying it just a few minutes ago, but this is a bloodbath. 1 and 2 on the standings, and also each team won one round. 40-15, the same score line, same everything. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Amazing, amazing. I'm also very excited about this game. These are two, they're favorites to win. I'm going to say it. These are two teams that people were voting for winning the entire competition. They both find themselves in the semi-final here. And I mean, what's going to happen? Is it going to be a landslide in one way, or are they going to be a bit more equal? Yeah, it's going to be quite a game. So we're going into this in a few more minutes. But one thing I do just want to mention at this moment is that right now we are looking at the semi-final match for this evening. After this, following this, we're going to have I believe the loser bracket playoff to find out who else goes into the grand final to play the winner of this game. And then after that, next weekend, November 20th, we're going to be seeing the grand final. In the grand final, we will see the playoff of this region of EU, but also OCE and NA, North America play. Are you looking forward to that, Luke?
Oh man, it's so excited. This really is the game to watch. But this is just a preview of Sunday, November 20th. So make sure you do tune in then. Same times for EU, NA, and of course OCE. So it's going to be absolutely a blast. But this is the ticket to grand finals, the ticket to ride. Who will move on? But again, this is not an elimination match. These teams are both in the upper bracket here, as Blast and Scuffed have made their way through. Blast defeating Fireballs and Koi earlier on in this tournament. Scuffed defeating Nothing to Lose and Team Gravity. Of course, we are going to see who is going to make their way continuing in the upper bracket here for this match. And then afterwards, who will find their way through the losers, or the lower bracket rather, into the grand final. So all the hype, make sure you do tune in November 20th. It's going to be a absolutely fantastic time. If you enjoyed this weekend's festivities, you're going to enjoy next weekend that much more. So make sure you do check it out. Also, make sure you do thank our amazing creator team for making all these incredible assets and chassis and everything you see here on screen, as well as all the wonderful mod team behind the scenes making it all happen. So huge shout out to the community, and also huge shout out to every single one of you hanging out here with us. If you're over on Horizon Worlds or you're over joining us on Twitch or any of the other streaming platforms, thanks for hanging out here with us, because none of this would be possible and none of this would be as fun if it wasn't for you guys.
100%. Thanks for reminding us, Luke. It's about you guys watching the show here live that makes it all worth it. Makes it the hours and hours of work the production team put in to make incredible graphics and artwork and everything that you're seeing here. We're all doing it because you guys continue to watch and follow this. Personally, I feel the production team have massively stepped up this year. Season 6. The production, the skin preview that we see as we go into the matches, all of the music, the soundtrack, it's incredible. What's your take on that, Luke?
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, I just think it's awesome. That's it. I mean, it's awesome. Everyone knows it's awesome. Everyone sees it. We were talking, Wonder T-Man and I also shout out to him on cams, as well as Fingst helping run all the things behind the screens. But it's crazy. We had so many viewers after both casts yesterday, but we were talking after the NA one, where people were just hanging out, vibing to the music, looking at, enjoying the assets, enjoying the little, just all the stingers, all the transitions, all the loops. I mean, they're absolutely incredible. So I think it's awesome. But I also think Echo is awesome, and I'm excited to see these two teams play. I mean, Blast and Scuffed, of course, have been around the block for a very, very, very long time. But I'm also curious to see, that lower bracket final coming up after this. So make sure you don't go away. This is not the last match of the day. We still have 2 more remaining, because Team Gravity is waiting to see who is going to join them there in the lower bracket finals next weekend. But Blast Scuffed, man, I'm excited. I haven't watched too much EU this season. In fact, I haven't watched too much Echo Arena this season. But I mean, this weekend has been an absolute treat watching the casts yesterday and today. So, man, I'm just excited to see what's going to happen here, Mitch.
And one more thing as well, just to shout out. I don't think they get shouted out enough. The crew that are watching this now in venues, in Meta Horizon Worlds venues. You guys are awesome as well. I was in there, the guys that were in there watching the NA finals yesterday, last night for me. I was in there watching with you guys. That was awesome. That was fun. It's such a different experience than just watching it on a screen and having a chat box, to actually be there with your friends or even strangers.
It certainly
enjoying
was.
This game of Echo.
It certainly was. And, well, this game is Echo Arena, and we are playing it Blast versus Scuffed, and we are in the Asterian casting booth and casting this neutral Joust here. And who's going to take it? Well, it's going to be picked up here by Blast. Beaver now on the ceiling, quickly picking this one up, wanting to find the first points of this game, but it's going to be Dark now, sending it low, cross to Boop Boop, dodging around, finds the cross high pass, connecting now to Beaver. Beaver back over to JBL. JBL back to Boop, and just absolute control right now here from Blast. They want to win this. They want to get the first points on the board, and they are going to find that cut, but the cut's no good, so it very well may be a turnover, but it's just going to be a reset instead.
As a reset back to Dark. Dark gets it very quickly over to Boop. Boop looking for the way in as he passes it over to Dark, moving in, juking on the shield and just dinging it out. That is unfortunate. That isn't the way that he wanted it to go. Joshy T was there to clear it out, but didn't quite get a hand on it. JB does pick it up, get it over to Beaver, who moves around on the ceiling, getting a very quick pass into Nest, where we have Dark to clean that up. That's 18 meters per second speed of a shot off a Nest. That counts as 3 points, 8 meters away from the goal. This is the kind of level of Echo we're watching here. They can pull things off like this. This is the step up that everyone wanted to see in this finals here.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we expect to see both times these teams played. There was very, very strong point scores from both these teams. So let's see what we'll see here in the grand finals. But it is going to be the Aqualin now slapping that disc up to Ochapi. Ochapi diving in, no, patiently waiting for a pass option. Has one across in the terms of Josh CT, but it is going to go to Baguette instead. Baguette now to Aqualin. Aqualin bouncing low, picked up by Baguette again, but stunned out. So it is going to be Beaver with the clear. Blast looking for 2 more points. 3 more points. Is the stack there? No, it's going to be everyone's broken, so it will eventually get picked up here by JBL, but JBL goes for the reset.
And reset back to Boop. Boop gets it very quickly over to Dark. Dark next pass down to Beaver. Beaver moving in right now. That is a feed forward through to Boop, who gets one more pass. One more pass. The right time to make that extra pass. That was precision over to Beaver, and Beaver just finishes that off, putting it into the back of the goal. 2 more points for Blast, finding themselves 5 points up early in this first round. Let's see how Scuffs respond.
Yeah, a very, very strong start here from Blast. And, well, let's see if Scuffed can turn this one around. Of course they can, but when will they score their first points? That is the question, as it is going to be Aqualin now with the disc, sending it over to Joshy T. Joshy T juking it down, slowing down this play. The stack is on it, but the stack does break apart there for Blast. So Scuffed has a numbers advantage right now, looking for the cut, looking for the shot, just going to dive in, finds the top pocket, but instead just finds the top pocket post, and that is going to bounce out. Ochapi, though, tries to go for a pass or a interesting shot. Either way, didn't quite connect, as Baguette now once again has this disc, lots of traffic in net, goes for one more pass, and there's the shot, there's the goal. Ochapi getting 2 on the board for Scuffed.
Give Scuffed an opportunity around the bubble, and this is what they do. Their closing rate is so high, and here they've capitalized on that first opportunity around the bubble, collecting 2 points in their favor. Let's look at Blast coming out now. For the first time in this game, their defensive rollout. They have Boop collecting this, sending it up high to Beaver. Beaver getting it across to JBL on top of the pop. JBL sending it all the way forward to Dark. Dark back to JBL, resetting it back to Boop. The lightning speed of these passes as they move very quickly around the arena. By they, I mean the disc, how quickly they move the disc into the areas that they require it. Beaver getting their position on shield, juking. I fell for that. I thought he was going to pass it as well. He didn't. He pulled out the goalie there, and he just finishes that off beautifully.
Yeah, a really great finish there from Beaver. But 5-point goal differential, 6 minutes remaining here in this first round. If you are joining us for the first time and wondering what the heck you're watching, this is Echo Arena. This is a best out of 3 matchup, this being the first round, and the winner of each round gets 1 point. The first to 2 wins. But there's a 2-pointer coming from the side of Blast. Dark making 9 on the board.
Yes, Dark puts that in so quickly. We're not even at the halfway mark, and already Blast are collecting very close to 10 points. They have a 7-point lead here as we count down the clock to see Scuffed come out of the tube and return fire. We have Ocu Allen collecting and sending it down to Joshy T, who's not very deep at all, playing quite shallow here, looking for the next pass to make, potentially relaying it forward over to Ochapi on the left side. That is the only opening I'm really seeing here, but no, he does 1-2-1-2, gets it across, and Joshy T finds the pass with Baguette. Baguette now moving along the floor, up the wall, and getting it all the way back to Ocu Allen, who finds himself sat on the bow tie, down to Josh T. Josh T into Baguette. Baguette makes their way in, but 2 goalies is enough to stop that happening. Joshy T holding this, beaten to it, but still does get a pass over to Ochapi, and then Baguette cleans up from on top of the clock.
Yeah, great.
2 points for Scuff.
Great follow through there from Baguette, getting that shot off. It was saved initially, but they were following up that shot and immediately stole it from the goalie's hands to find that dunk. So really great follow through, making it a 5-point game. But 5 minutes remaining, still plenty of time. Scuff need to get some aggression going.
And that aggression potentially is coming in the form of a front stack right in the face of Blast. But Blast is lightning. Can I just point this out? The lightning passes here, they're so precise, but yet so fast. And I mean like the frequency of passes, but I also mean the actual speed of the pass as it gets rocketed across. That's not the example of what I was talking about. But anyway, we have Scuffed picking this up on the back line. Ocu Adam send this forward and intercepted by Boot. That was so critical as he returns fire immediately. 70 meters per second, speed of a shot, 19 meters out, collecting 3 more points on the board. This may be a little bit of a runaway for Blast.
Perhaps here in this first round, still 4 minutes remaining, 8 points, plenty of time, but man, you do not want to clear into the enemy team, and that is exactly what happened there. Just the too quick of a throw, and Boop will happily finish that one off. And well, there might be another one from JBL, just like that, 15-4 now. JBL adding 3 points to their side of the board. Blast, wow.
Everybody watching this, just know when you're playing at this level, you can't make little mistakes like these. Everything has to be so watertight if you want any chance of anything happening. And this is the pressure that's on Scuffed right now as they're passing it down to Joshy T. Joshy T looking to get this full, and Blast are just on top of it. Look how quickly they're just solving the problems. There's a goalie back. That goalie is stunned out within a millisecond. However, saying that, Scuff now find themselves in possession of Chappie, moving in and sending that in close to the lower pocket. We're seeing a return fire from Scuffed here.
Yeah, I mean, don't count them out. It's only an 8-point game right now, and Ochapi patiently following that disc, noticing that the rotations did come back, so then picked it up, shot a 3 bottom pocket. I mean, absolutely masterclass of accuracy. But 2.5 minutes now. Blast are looking to return fire and keep that lead, keep that buffer, and well, that quick stack from Scuffed will force a reset, but still well in control is Blast, as Blast are just passing back and forth now. Boop, Boop, back to JBL, JBL crossing high to Beaver, Beaver back to Boop, Boop, deep now to Dark, Dark with the cut pass. Ooh, won't connect to the first player, but does connect to the second. Beaver to Boop again, and they're just happy to burn out this clock. They have time, they have points. Everything is going their way right now for Blast as they are just playing the passing game.
And you know what I'm realizing now? The reason for these lightning quick passes is because, well, not at the moment, but earlier Scuffed have a lightning front stack, which is causing all kinds of problems, forcing them to pass so quick. And I guess normally that would work against other teams, but a team like Blast, they're fine with it. They can pass around, and here we have Scuffed defending very well, clearing this out and collected by Baguette, looking for the 3-point shot, which is just outside.
Yeah, those are the shots that you really need to hit here right now in this game. Again, this is the ticket to finals, and grand finals, that is, and they both want to stay there. But there's a 2 points. Points are points, and they do make it a 6-point game.
Yes, this is the ticket to finals, and right now it looks like Blast likely to take this here. Can Scuffed answer to this in the rest of this first round, but also going into the second? So now we have Blast preparing to come out of the tube on a defensive joust. They pick this up, and Blast gets it very quickly over to Beaver, almost intercepted, but the pass was good. JBL clears this forward to Dark. Dark does just slip up there, but does retrieve it again and send it back to JB. JB moving it back to Boop. Boop looking for the next pass, and he is collected by Beaver. Just the accuracy of these passes, it's so clean. This is a real masterclass in passing play. Dark getting over to Beaver. Beaver resetting it back, and they really are just running circles around the defensive Scuff. Dark really, even though they're passing so much, they're still progressing up the field. JB looking for the stun on the goalie, and it's fine because Dark is there to put that in. I missed that. Was it JBL? JBL pulled out the goalie there as well. Incredible team play here.
Yeah, really great team play. I want to go back to what you said, the passing play. It's not even that the passes are accurate. It's the location awareness. It's whether you lead the pass, whether it's a little bit behind the player, whether it's a little bit low. These players are just able to react so well to it. And there's a beautiful stun. There's a long pass upfield. Oh, goalie is back. Diving in, though. Do they get two more? Yes, they do. And just to even up the score just a little bit more here in this last seconds of round one, it will be 17-11. So Scuffed potentially some momentum moving into this second round, Mitch.
Yeah, great effort by Scuffed there. Seeing that late goal, although it kind of seems a little like it doesn't do much. However, it's just good to have that momentum and have that closing, have that history of closing going into the second round, knowing, yeah, we've done this before. We've hit these twos, we've hit these threes. They need that for the mental side of this game. However, Blast, they're playing like champions. I don't know if you want to allude on what you were saying towards the end there about their passing.
No, I mean, all I want to talk about right now is how every single player on Blast has a point and an assist. I mean, the absolute team play, the chemistry, absolutely phenomenal. But from a stats point of view, it's a very back and forth game. I mean, possession time is in favor by a minute of Blast, and that really goes to their burning the clock. You know, they're trying to hold on. But otherwise, shots taken are even. You know, stuns are even within one. These two teams, it really can go either way. And again, I want to reiterate that during the regular season, both these teams played each other twice, and they each won once with the same score of 40-15. This does not look like a 40-15 game. That round one was 17-11, very close. And yeah, Blast kept a little nice lead, but Scuff can certainly take it back, and they'll need to if they want to stay in the upper bracket, if they want to see a round three. So let's see what shall be here in the second round.
Yeah, second round begins now. Lights out and away we go. We have Blast collecting this very quickly. Now they've cleared it, but Scuffed are the ones to pick it up. Afterwards, clearing it deep into Blast. And we have Chappie picking this up, looking for the reset. He does find the reset with... I missed the name there, but Chappie does pick it up again. Looking for the second reset. And Ocuan in his position to collect this.
Yeah, collecting it now over to Baguette on the ceiling. Just another reset again to Chappie. Chappie finding the cross pass. Joshy under pressure. Back to Chappie. Moving on up now. Waiting, slowing down, baiting out the player. Baits out one. They are leeched, but they do find the stun. Actually, no, everyone's stunned. But the bounce shot's good! And just like that, Ocuan gets the first points out of this game for Scuffed.
Ocuan turning up. Look at that. Scuff now 2 points ahead in this second round. I mean, if they keep that up, it's looking good for them. But let's see how Blast Spawn setting up in the tube here, about to come out. Let's see what kind of joust they want to play. Boot very quickly again over to Beaver. Beaver relaying it forward again over to Dark. Dark looking for the next play as they move inverted towards the goal. This is now currently a 1v1. No, it was a 2v1 that whole time. JBL was there lurking and ready and received that and puts that in. Textbook. Scuffed. No, sorry. Sorry, Blast. Equaling out the score there, 2-2.
Yeah, they did equal it up, but we're a minute and a half in. Plenty of time for both these teams. Here we go, Scuffed with the joust advantage. Are they going to go left? Are they going to go right? Well, they will find the left side pass as Ocuan gets stunned. Joshy T not quite picking it up initially. Will get that recovery. It's stuck, but it is going to get slapped downfield by Boop. Boop. The stack is there. The shot isn't, as it is going to bounce out, but right back into the hands of JBL. The clears to the other team are just so unfortunate here for Scuffed, and that will be some solid defense, but will it get cleared out? No, it's going to still be in control. JBL finds the pass to the shield. Dark dives in, gets two. Just like that, Blast up by 2 in this second round.
Up by 2 now in the second round. I mean, it could just continue this way, unless we perhaps get some kind of change of pace by Scuffed if they do anything new. But I feel like they're executing the best they can. This is the strategy that's worked for them in the past. And last, they're just finding their way through it. But saying that, Chappie does hold possession here, trying to get it across to Baguette. Baguette doesn't quite collect that. We have Dark looking to clear this forward. He is stacked with his teammate Beaver, who just cleans that up. Shout out to Beaver, who is a very proficient player, particularly when it comes to stacking it. And it looks like he has phenomenal chemistry with Dark in this game. And that is one example of it. That was so swift.
Yeah, I mean, that was incredible. That was so cool to see. I love to see that stack. One player moves forward, one player grabs the disc, finds it at a relay, and just easy play, empty goal, L, and wow. I mean, just a strong showing here from Blast, and they're going to continue on because they're going to find 2 more, making it 6 up again as JBL adds to their score.
Yep, continue on they do. Blast and now, yeah, it's when they're scoring like back-to-back quick like this, the momentum just fully in their favor, and this is looking tough for Scuffed as they come out now. Okyuan and QB send over to Joshy T on the other side this time. Joshy T getting over to Baguette very quickly, resetting his back, but perhaps too quick, leaving themselves very vulnerable. And you cannot be vulnerable with a team like this. They will absolutely use the advantage you give them. Boot really rubs salt in the wound there, scoring another 3 within 10 seconds. Let's see if Scuffed can use this pause here to perhaps switch something up. Luke, if you were captain on this team right now, or if you were advising in some kind of capacity, like, what are you telling them? What are you getting them to think about?
I mean, right now, they just need to reset. Scuffed knows how to play this game. I mean, all these players are absolutely cracked, right? Everyone has solid mechanics. Everyone knows how to shoot. Everyone knows how to pass. Everyone knows how to juke. It really is just a reset. I would say, let's take a break. I would take the full 5 minutes, and I would take their headset off, and with the last minute, just get hyped. Because that's all you can do. There's nothing that you can say right now. This isn't some bronze match where, if you suddenly figured out how to find a passing play, you can suddenly now turn this game around. No, these players all know what they're doing. It really is just a mental game at this point. Scuffed, obviously down round 1, but round 2, plenty of time. 6 minutes and 12 seconds once they finally get the disc. 6 minutes and, whatever-ish. But the point is that just find that mental reset. Find that control, because we've seen Scuff score, a few points in a row here in this matchup. It really is just, can they find that mental momentum?
100% the mental game of it all. We're witnessing, these are all players that are used to this kind of pressure. They've played at this high level. They've competed in these kind of tournaments with hundreds and hundreds of people watching them happening, all the positive things, the negative things that happen, and it's been exposed to so many people. And let's see how they continue to deal with that pressure as we go back into the game. But the reason I'm saying that is because you just have to deal with that pressure. When that pressure is building, like in this game or in other aspects as well, you've just got to learn to, okay, cool, this is happening, it's tough. Let's see how we can play this out. As Okyuan comes out now, clearing this a little wildly. It's not collecting, and Blast are cleaning this up, but intercepted there. Baguette looking for the long shot, potentially just missing the goal there.
Yeah, just missing the goal, and unfortunately just missing that steal as well, as it is going to get picked up here by Blast. Of course, you want to see Scuffed score the next 2, but it will not be, as it's going to be Dark coming in with the long 3, 14-2. Blast adds to their score.
I'm trying to get a glimpse of the replay there. Was that a headbutt? Or was it a...
No, it
wasn't.
a throw.
Okay. I thought a headbutt came in afterwards. But regardless, that was clean. That was an important 3 for Blast, because it really puts the momentum in their way. However, we're not past the halfway mark of this second round. Scuffed fully do have a chance here, as Ochapi holds this on the outside of the bubble, looking for the reset, makes the reset, and it's received by Okyuan. Okyuan taking their time here, knowing that there is 5 minutes left on the clock. Getting over to Ochapi again. Ochapi looking for the next pass. He finds it with Joshy T. Joshy T moving in right now, very quickly passing it over, but it's read by the defensive Blast.
Wow, I mean, what a phenomenal read there from Blast, as they also get the clear, and they don't quite get the stack as it does break apart, but it will be picked up by Dark over across to Boop, just slowing this game down. And we've seen this in round 1 as well. Blast is up by points. They are up by 12 points, and now they're up by 14. They can play that slow game all day and draw out that defender, and they will, as Dark makes it 16 now for Blast.
It's clear Scuff, they're leaving gaps in their play, and Blast just had the experience to read them, find them, and absolutely abuse them. They're finding these opportunities to punish Scuff, and they're just doing it continually. Right now, they're 14 points up. Scuff making another unfortunate error there, which is just being capitalized back to back. This is now looking brutal. They've already used their pulls, so if they're going to switch anything up, it needs to be done on the fly.
Yeah, it really does. And, well, with 4 minutes left, we are also 4 points away from a Mercy. If you are new and watching, a 20-point lead here in VRML is a Mercy win. And, of course, if Blast does that, they will continue on into the grand finals. And it looks like that will almost inevitably happen, but still 1 point away. Scuffed looking for 2 more points.
Over 2 more points they are. Blast looking for 2 more points to get the... my maths is terrible. No, it's an odd number, which means...
1 more point.
But
they just need a goal. But Scuffed are looking for it. Scuffed are going to get a goal right here. Let's see. Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe not. Maybe not, Mitch.
Oh no, Blast, what is going on right now? Viva picking this up, getting it over very quickly to JB. JB looking to get this in and it's not in, but then it goes over to Dark and Dark does finish that up. The bow tie on top, the cherry on top. Blast put Scuffed to sleep, but not fully to sleep. They're not fully out of it. They're not fully out of it. They're just simply resting. They are out, sure, off the winner's bracket, but they are down into the safety net, which we call the loser bracket. This means that they have one other, am I right? Yeah, they have one other route into the finals, but it involves facing off another team. That other team is Team Gravity, who in the background, they've been working their way through the loser brackets, staying alive, surviving through, and they are lined up to face the losers of this match, which happen to be Scuffed. How do you feel about that match, Luke?
Man, I'm really looking forward to it because, as you say, Gravity making their way through the lower bracket, of course, initially getting eliminated by Fire Entrance, and then a Fire Entrance, and then hold on, I'm just trying to pull up the bracket here. But Gravity then defeated Astronomic, defeated Fireballs, and well, now if they want to make their way to the grand finals, they do need to defeat Scuffed. So let's see if they can do it, or if we will get a finals rematch here in just on November 20th. Make sure you do tune in. Only a week away. I'm sure these teams will be scrimming all a week looking for those grand finals. And if you are new and you're wondering what the heck you're watching, this is Echo Arena VRML. If you're joining us over on Horizon Worlds, joining us over on Twitch, or any other streaming platform, welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us. You can check it out on the Meta store. It's free. It's called Echo VR, and this is Echo Arena. So huge shout out to both these teams. But coming up next is going to be, as you say, Team Gravity against Scuffed. So Scuffed getting, no rest for the wicked, as they say. How much do you think, Mitch, that kind of short break but back-to-back matches really plays a factor coming into this next one against Team Gravity?
Yeah, 100% it does play a factor in how you perform, the momentum, the memory of the prior game. Depending if it goes positive or negative, you do need an aspect of, right, okay, that's in the past, let's move on. It comes into the mental game, which we've spoken quite a bit about whilst observing this match. And let's see if Scuffed can get their minds right as they go into this next match. It's not an easy one. As you go further and further through a tournament, the matches, the opponents you're going to come across are going to be tougher and tougher, and there's not much tougher than Team Gravity.
No, it really isn't. And they've proven it time and time again. And they've proven it also this weekend, defeating 3-4 teams and looking for their fifth here in this next matchup. But huge shout out to all you folks hanging out here with us. But man, oh man, I mean, it's just been an absolute phenomenal weekend of games. If no matter where you are in the world, if you're over in Europe, if you're over in North America, if you're over in Oceania, or somewhere else, maybe you're in Antarctica, who knows? If you are, thanks for hanging out here with us, and make sure to tune in November 20th, as well as, today, next weekend, all the time. Bookmark this page and watch all of VRML's amazing content, such like Ultimex. Isn't that right, Mitch?
Yes, Ultimex. Thanks for reminding me. I was going to mention that. So VRML, just so everyone's aware, in case you didn't know, VRML is officially partnering with a team called Resolution Games. It's a studio that brings Ultimex to the VRML community. The pre-season started on November 1st, runs through mid-January. That's a little while. Ultimex is free to play, both Oculus and Steam. So don't miss out on the beginning of something spectacular. Head on over to vrml.com/Ultimex, as it's spelled on the screen here, to register right now. It's a great game if you're looking, if you're feeling that itch for competitive play whilst we're on the off season for VRML after these grand finals. It's a great game to pick up. Personally, I haven't actually got to it, but looking at the promos for it and some of the gameplay, it looks pretty good. It's definitely worth checking out. So yeah, I believe we're going to go to a break here. We have, correct me if I'm wrong, Luke, we've got about half an hour. No, sorry, it's 15:15. We've got about 20 minutes come to the next game. So we're going to go for a little break now. Stay tuned. See you soon.
Yes.
Easy going right there. One more to go.
Hey, chat.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Hello, welcome back. Guys, my name is MoneyMitch26 and I'm joined here by Luke. And we are looking at the loser bracket final. Luke, how you feeling about this one?
Oh man, I am so excited. Team Gravity working their way through the lower bracket, defeating team and team and team and team. And now they are looking to defeat this team, Scuffed, to get to the grand finals. Of course, Scuffed unfortunately just losing from Blast in 2 rounds. But this is no best of 3, is it, Mitch?
It isn't best of 3. No, we're adding another element to this. We are doing best of 5. That means that if a team loses 2 matches in a row, they have another opportunity, one other lifeline, which is to go again and try and get another win. That does mean that we have the potential for quite a long match here and so much opportunity for momentum to go either way in these kind of games. It's something that we've seen in other tournaments, most notably recently in Echo North. It was also streamed in VRML 1 on this channel, where we watched forgive me, Luke, do you remember the names of those teams in that tournament?
No, and I don't think anyone would even know him anyway.
But that's fine. It was a mixed tournament where people turned up, and it was so close that the loser bracket ended up going 5 rounds, like the full length it could do, and then the grand final did the same.
Another 5 rounds, yeah.
A lot of Echo to watch.
Fortunately, there is no bracket reset here. This is just the lower bracket finals, or as we titled it, the bronze medal match. Of course, the loser of this match is going to get bronze. The winner will move on to the grand finals, and they potentially will have the right to bracket reset. But what are these teams fighting for? Well, if you do check out vrmasterleague.com/Echo Arena /championships /season 6, you can see the list. But the loser of this match will get 3rd place, which is $550 USD per team in cash from VRML. And the finalist tag, of course, with unimaginable value. 2nd place will be getting $700 USD, and the finalist tag. And, of course, the winner of our grand finals next weekend on Sunday, November 20th, will be getting $1,800 USD for the team, 6 VR cover kits, VRML player personalized jerseys, and, of course, that ever so exclusive championship tag from this season. So it is all the hype, and also hyping all of you. Thanks for hanging out here with us in chat. We appreciate you over on Horizon Worlds, over in Twitch, and over on all the other various streaming platforms. If you are new and wondering what the heck you're watching, welcome. This is Echo VR. You can see it on the Meta store. It's free. It's a lot of fun, and you can come play some competitive, get a little bit sweaty here in VRML. Also, huge shout out to all of our sponsors, Asterion Products, and of course, HyperX, who does have so many quality microphones, just like Money Mitch. If he sounds a little bit different, hey, his microphone's plugged in this time, isn't it?
Yep, my microphone is plugged in. If you are noticing a difference in the quality of how I sound, it's because this microphone that's been in front of me this entire time is now plugged in. We love it. And now you can hear my beautiful voice.
Yes, now we can.
More. And you can hear it during this match. And you'll be hearing the lovely voices of Retip and a special guest that will be getting on, a lovely EU caster for the grand finals next week. Just to reiterate, the 20th of November. It's a day you're not going to want to miss. Echo Arena VRML Season 6 grand finals for North America, Europe, and Oceania. Is going to be one of the biggest shows in VRML history, so be sure to tune in for the best Echo Arena you'll see all year at twitch.tv/VR Master League. November 20th, November 20th, November 20th. Are you excited, Luke?
Oh man, I am so excited. Make sure you do tune in as well. If you are NA, OC, or you tune in for all of them. Have some fun here on VRML and over on Horizon Worlds. If you're interested in how to do that, you can just download Horizon Worlds. It's free. And then hang out and have some fun. But Sunday, November 20th is the day to be here, is the day to stand out, hang out, invite your friends, invite your family, have some fun, because we are so close to this one. Again, this is a best of 5. This is an elimination match. This is the lower bracket finals. The loser, their season is done. The winner they move on. They fight Blast, who was number 1, but will they continue to be? Let's see. Team Gravity will be fighting against Scuffed. Best of 5, best first team to 3. Here we go, Money Mitch. We are going into the neutral joust. We are going to one round of maybe quite a few.
Here we go. The countdown begins. Looking at the arena in this first round. Gravity versus Scuffed. The neutral joust, lights out, and away we go. We have Gravity getting the first hands on that. Passed over to Scooby-Doo 2. Gets stunned out very quickly there. Baguette getting a hand in, looking for the long shot very early on in this game. It's just a tad too high. Joshy T is here to pick this up. Finding the next pass over with Chappie. Chappie resetting his back. Hits the cloud, bounces down over to Baguette. Baguette does pick this up and is challenged by Viatrex here. Feeling a little bit of pressure, so does back up and resets it back to Okiwadan.
Resetting it back now. Okiwadan well in control as they're moving in, taking it slow. Slowing down this play, the stun is off, and there's a numbers advantage, kind of, sort of, but they'll take it. Diving in, waiting. Joshy T goes for the reset back to Okiwadan. Okiwadan over to Baguette on the wall. Baguette juking, going for a reset now to Ochapi, but the save! It comes through, and BK is going to get the clear downfield, and Team Gravity's on the offensive.
Yes, but no one to collect this here until now as BK does pick this up. Fancy their chances. They go for the long shot. It's a little too high. Nillywick looking to clean this up, but also stunned out. Joshy T getting the hand on that to clear that forward. Baguette looking to clean this up, but it's fine. Another Scuff player does move this forward. This is looking a little Scuff. Sorry for the hitting the low hanging fruit there. Trying to use that pun, but it is a bit of a Scuff play from Scuff. And now we have Gravity building up a bit of a play here. Nillywick on the left wall moving in, finding the shot, potentially on a stunned out goalie, but the goalie wasn't quite stunned out how they hoped. BK looking to go again, and the goalie's cleaning up. Okiwadan doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, phenomenal job. Scuffed is looking for some revenge after that Blast game. Of course, no one likes losing. No one likes getting mercied. And of course, Scuffed is looking for the W here in this first round. This first round win would be so big in this best of 5, but it's going to be Viatrex with Team Gravity in control. Now, Gravity still in control. BK now with this disc. One more cut, one more shot, and there is the first goal of this game with finding 2 on the board.
Scooby-Doo 2, better than the prequel, putting that in assist by BK. Dash, this is the first points we're seeing in this game. Gravity are 2 points up. Let's see how Scuffed are going to respond as they're setting up in the tube here, waiting for the countdown, and now it comes out. They're picking this up. Okiwadan holding it for a few seconds as there is no challenge coming in. The patiently waiting Stack, BK, and Nillywick looking to put some pressure on Nillywick. Baguette, pass that back to Okiwadan over to Joshy T, back to Baguette moving this forward over to Chappie. The goal is covered, so he decides to reset it back to Okiwadan. Okiwadan getting it over to Joshy T. Joshy T over to Baguette moving into the bubble right now. Sending it over. Not collecting on the back line. That was a loose reset. It's okay. Okiwadan is here to collect this. Bouncing down Joshy T's range, but not close enough for him to hold it. Baguette is there to clean up, seeing it back to Okiwadan. Okiwadan very quickly down to Joshy T. Joshy T into the cut, and that was stopped.
That is a huge play from Team Gravity, and if they come down and score, that is massive because Scooby-Doo 2, as you said, better than the original, unfortunately has left the game. There was a player drop due to unknown reasons. Hopefully they will come back, but it's a 4v3 right now, and Team Gravity are having some phenomenal defense here against Scuffed as they are just playing that bubble. They are not extending. They do not want to have any further of a disadvantage as they are up 2 points, so they're happy to keep this lead, but it is going to be Scuffed diving in. One more pass, one more goal, tying it up 2-2, but oh my goodness, what a play.
Yes, Gravity with losing a player there. I'm assuming we're going to get a pause come in here as they are 1 player down. But despite that, despite being down by a player, they still held their own. A phenomenal save coming out there. I believe that was BK in goal, stopping Scuff in their tracks. But here we are with Gravity coming out with their 3-man squad. As they are beaten to it, Scuff now, Baguette holding this for the side of Scuff, resetting it back to Okiwadan. Surprisingly not pressing too hard on this 4-player advantage over 3 players as Joshy T holds this again back to Okiwadan. Okiwadan patiently moving in, looking for pass opportunities. They are challenged by Nillywick, getting it over to Baguette. Baguette moving in for the dunk. That was a stunned out goalie, putting that in. 2 more points for Scuffed.
Yeah, 2 more points for Scuffed, and also, hey, there's our favorite player. Scooby-Doo 2 is here in the building. Welcome back. But Team Gravity is 2 points behind as they are just about 5 minutes through this first round halfway point. And, well, a much lower scoring game than we saw Scuffed play just a moment ago against Blast. As Viatrax will pick up this disc, move on up, taking a second, finds that deep pass. Is it going to be stunned out? No, it's going to be a pass back to Viatrax. Viatrax under pressure now, finds that low right dime over to Scooby-Doo 2, but no, it's not going to connect across, so it will be turned around by Joshy 2, who does get the clear.
And cleared it is into the half of Gravity. However, Gravity defense are picking this up. BK resetting this back to Viatrax, holding this now. Throwing it over to the right side with BK. BK very quickly getting it back to Viatrax. Even in their own half on the defense, they are passing rapidly quick. BK looking to clear this out over to Niddywick. Niddywick sending it forward, looking for that long shot. It's just wide, a tad, missing that backboard. They get on the defense for Scuff, getting it forward, and now Gravity find themselves in possession again.
Yeah, it is something for sure. Some solid defense, but some solid offense. Will find that first two with the goalie stun, or at least the goalie blocking, making it tie game for all.
Everyone, please watch that replay. Look at how smart, precise, well-timed that pass in by Viatrix was. Perfectly placed for it to be received in the bubble and just finished off there. Phenomenal play by Gravity here, but how we have Scuff coming out with the return. Ocu Allen holding this. Getting over to the left side with Joshy T. Joshy T sending it very quickly over to Baguette. Baguette back to Joshy T. What a great back and forth they have. Resetting it back and Joshy T holds it again. They are really trying to play with this stack and forcing them to make an error so they can progress. The whole time, every pass they make, they are, as a unit, moving up the field. And this is something in their favor as that stack is stunned out now. Joshy T having a bit of a space. Whilst there's a player right in front of him getting it up to Chappie. Chappie moving in and bouncing that in. This was a proficient play by Scuff, proving they belong to be in that grand final.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I mean, Scuffed is putting on the bones right now, putting on those points. 6-4, taking a lead right back with a 4-on-4, as it is going to get picked up by Viatrax. Viatrax finds the near side wall to Scooby-Doo 2. Scooby-Doo 2 back now over to Viatrax, but loses a hand on it. Still is going to stay in control somehow. The slap back is good. Absolutely juking out that stack with these passes, but quickly coming back is the one and only. No, it's actually Scooby-Doo 2, not 3, not 1, but it's going to be a reset as it is going to get sent back to Viatrax. And Team Gravity just slowing down this play, but not for long because Scooby-Doo 2 back to Viatrax now. Viatrax cutting across, just going to bounce around. Will it get picked up? Yes, by Ochapi. And will it get sent out? Yes, it will, by Joshy T.
Joshy T passing over to the right here with Ochapi. Ochapi taking the time, looking at this stack coming into him, looking to time this great pass back over to Ocu Adden. Ocu Adden holding this now, getting over to Josh T very quickly. Looking at his pass with Baguette. It is covered by Scooby-Doo 2, so Joshy T does maintain possession. Inching forward into the bubble and looking for that shot, which is saved, but forced in again, but saved again. Ocu Allen moving in here, and the defense is picking this up for Gravity and looking for that clear out.
Yeah, they're looking for something, and because they found so many saves. And oh my goodness, Scuffed. I mean, great offensive pressure and great control as they continue to have this disc. But phenomenal defense. 4v3, 4v4, it doesn't matter. Team Gravity is a defensive powerhouse right now, as it is going to be Baguette diving in, getting stunned, but going to find Ocu Allen, who's not going to find the back of the net. Many dings, but it's not going to be a point just yet. Now, third time's the charm, fourth time's the charm, fifth time's the charm. Well, it will finally find the back of the net, now making it an 8-4, 4-point lead for Scuffed.
Finally, Scuff putting that in. That took 1 minute 36 seconds of build-up and saves and missed shots there for Scuffed eventually to collect 2 more points. They find themselves 4 points up in this game. Gravity coming out, returning fire now. Viatrax very quickly getting over to Scooby-Doo 2. Scooby-Doo 2 sending it down to, and it's bouncing a little higher. No one's collecting this now. Scuff players nowhere to be seen until now as the stack shoots in. And Gravity find themselves in a great position here. 2-on-1 with the goalie. And Scooby-Doo 2 fancies their chances. It doesn't quite pay off as the defense clear this out now.
Yeah, find that outlet pass first to Baguette. Baguette trying to juke around Viatrex, who does, and they get the stun as well, but the back stack there of Team Gravity is going to happily pick that one up. The disc will bounce erratically. Will it get picked up here by Ochapi? Yes, Ochapi under pressure by Viatrex, as they will find the reset now. Ducking one, AquaAllen finds the other team though. BK with the clear, 30 seconds now. There's no way. Oh my goodness, that almost was in if it wasn't off the shield. But it's going to be a quick slap, no good from Scuba Doo 2, as it's going to get stunned through and picked up here by Ochapi.
Ochapi passing over to Baguette now. Baguette looking for the clear through there. Very well cleared, and it's still loose. It's all to play for Scuffed as they can pick this up. Yes, they can. And no, they can't. Because Gravity are there right in their face, getting the steal and clearing it out to make sure they do no more damage in this first round here. Luke, what do you make of that?
Man, I am so impressed from both these teams. I mean, 4v3 defense from Team Gravity was certainly a highlight of that round. Yeah, okay, they didn't find a win here in round 1, but you could make the argument, a couple points, difference, a couple points going the way of Team Gravity as opposed to Team Scuffed could have changed the momentum of that game if it wasn't for a 4v3, but good on them, saving that pause, understanding a 5-round game is a long one, and not using their mid-round pause, their single mid-round pause, I might add, in between the rounds is useful, but also the control, the offensive pressure that Scuffed was able to have continually was really cool to see. Sure, there was some phenomenal defense from Team Gravity, but Gravity wasn't able to find those clears. Scuffed continually were able to recover it, set up again, find the reset, find numbers advantage, and come back in. And, maybe it took a few tries, but they did end up finding the point. So a really back and forth game here, Mitch.
Really back and forth game, and I think that alludes to how good the defense is here. We've seen so many times where a proficient attack or shot or cut pass or something's happened, it's occurred, and it's just been defended, it's been read on both sides. We've witnessed it in both sides of the arena. The defense is just on point despite the offense being so continued. They're continually attacking each other, and here we are, lights out, and away we go. We have Ochapi picking this up, passing it over to the right side where it is not collected. Gravity were ready for that. Baguette, was holding that, and it's not quite through. Gravity are putting the pressure on in the bubble of Scuff, and Scuff cleared this out.
I mean, Scuff's recoveries right now are very, very strong, and Team Gravity just not quite able to find an answer. The only other thing I do want to say is, shots taken for Scuff are 12-4, right? I mean, their amount of attempts are just incredible. They're just putting on this pressure, and it really needs to be not only a stop of offense, but a really good defensive conversion here from Team Gravity to change this game around, because Scuffed is just finding possession, and they're finding each other. But as I say that, there's a mistake as BK dives in and gets 2 just like that for Team Gravity.
Gravity find themselves 2 points in the lead in this second round. Let's see if they can turn this around as they force Scuffed to have a possession just. They prepare in the tube here. How are they going to play this QB challenge in front of them? It's picked up by AquaAllen. AquaAllen moving forward. Find the pass over on the left for Josh T. Josh T does pick this up. Decides to send it forward to Ochapi. The player playing deep, sending it all the way down. It's not quite picked up along the floor by Baguette, and the defense, Nillywick on Gravity, holding this and looking for the clear to his stacked teammates, but it's disrupted. Joshy T has something to say about it. Getting it quickly over to Ochapi. Ochapi sending it across to the side where Baguette is just catching up. Sending it, oh, what a touch there. AquaAllen getting it down to Joshy T. Joshy T sending it all the way back to Baguette. Baguette down to Joshy T, slowing the pace down.
Yeah, slowing the play down as Josh ET is going to find Baguette again. And they're just playing this floor control. They're down, but it doesn't matter. They're slowly working their way up. They're taking that space. They're finding that one last pass, but that one last pass wasn't found. But neither is the stack from Team Gravity as they do break apart, unfortunately. So Scuffed quickly recovering. They quickly get the stun off. They have their own relay play, which we saw Blast do not too long ago. But unfortunately, they're not going to find that long 3. But they will find the reset here to AquaAllen. as AquaLens again slowing down this play. And this is that persistent offense that we've seen Scuff do with much success. Yeah, they have lots of attempts, and yeah, maybe not all of them are good, but they are able to continually recover this disc just like that as Joshy T dives in, gets stunned, but can the clear come through? Scooby-Doo 2 is looking for it, and finally will break past mid-team Gravity.
Speaking of Scooby-Doo 2, he takes the chance on the target, just dinging a little low, but it's okay. So BK, this part of a superstar getting in there so quick, is there to clean up. Gravity now 4 points ahead in this loser bracket final we're having here, and that sounds like a bit of a pause that's coming through here.
It's coming from Scuff, but get paused. I mean, what do you make of that? What do you make of that? Why would you pause? You're down 4. Come on.
You mentioned Baguette, right? So Baguette's having a great game. Baguette's got 6 points on the board for the side of Scuffed. However, I don't know if you noticed, Luke, but a little fun fact, a little bit of gossip. Baguette previously was rostered for a different team. Do you know what that team was?
I do not.
It was Team Gravity. So Baguette is actually playing against ex-teammates here, just to spice it up a little bit. And interesting that they are collecting the most amount of points so far in this game for Scuff. Perhaps it comes from the insider knowledge of how they play the game.
I mean, potentially, but using that same argument, I mean, round 1 looked very strong from Scuffed. Round 2, 4 down 4, 3 minutes in, a pause. I mean, the one thing that I looked at coming into this matchup was how they faced each other and how they played against each other during the regular season. And notably, both times they played, Team Gravity won the first time 29-23, but that was all the way back in July 31st. But recently, in October 16th, Scuffed beat Team Gravity 40-29. So, you know, I mean, you could look at it and say, oh, it's a 1-to-1 split, but I would look at it and say, well, how does that roster look? It looks like they did pause for technical reasons, although it doesn't matter. That still is their mid-round pause, as we do see a player drop from the side. Chappie dropped from the side of Scuffed, unfortunately. So hopefully they do come back and find that reset as they do rejoin the server now. But, I mean, Scuffed, maybe some technical difficulties, but on paper, I would say that historically they could take this match.
It's definitely possible. They did so well in that first round. It's interesting to see Gravity kind of turn it around, but it's early. It's so hard to start making these kind of predictions. There's only 3 minutes into the second round here. And what I like about these longer games here, where it is a best of 5, is that to an extent, I know it's stressful playing at this kind of level and this tournament and this many eyeballs watching you play, people sat in VR watching you in Horizon Worlds and people watching on a Twitch channel where they're commenting and you're open to all of the praise and the criticism that comes with that. However, when you're playing for this long, you can relax into the game to a degree and forget about the people watching and just immerse yourself in the moment. And speaking of immerse themselves in the moment, it looks like they're having a bit of a dance here. Is that
you gotta have fun.
Slide?
You gotta have fun. That is definitely the Cha-Cha slide. If you are interested in learning it, your Team Gravity is giving lessons, so just make sure to see when their availability is. I think they're fully booked for the next 2 years, so you might have to wait a little bit. But they are giving lessons. It's a very popular class. But no, seriously. Also worth noting is it is a best of 5. So I was actually incorrect. There is 2 pauses, mid-round pauses per team, to account for the fact that there potentially are 2 extra rounds. So there still is a pause for both these teams to be used, and still one more on the side of Scuffed after taking this first one. So plenty of time for these players to both pause and play here in this best of 5. And if you are just joining us, of course, in Horizon Worlds or over on Twitch, welcome. Thanks for joining. This is the lower bracket finals. This is an elimination match in this crazy game called Echo VR. Echo Arena is what we play over on vrmasterleague.com. So if you are interested in joining us, you can check it out on the Meta Store. It's free. It's a lot of fun. And man, oh man, I mean, I know I enjoy it. I know Mitch enjoys it. And I hope all of you joining us, both new and old, are enjoying it as well. But we're going to have more enjoyment as the unpause does come through. So we are going to see the joust advantage for Blue, for Scuffed. Let's see if they can find their first 2.
Amazing. Thank you, Luke. Let's have a look at Scuff coming out now. Okiwada picking this up, passing it over to Joshy T on the left side. Joshy T very quickly getting it back over to Baguette. Baguette looking for the next pass as he has a Gravity player in, giving him pressure there. Okiwada does pick up in the backline, getting over to Josh T. Josh T over to Baguette. Baguette moving in now. The stack, the rocket stack from Gravity is causing problems here. Viatrex looking for the nice clear over on the right side. It's not how he planned it. Baguette is looking to clean up here and taking that shot on the Gravity goal, but the defense is just sharp enough to stop it.
Yeah, very good to stop it. A bit of a risky shot, but again, it doesn't matter. Scuffed has those incredible defense, or rather offensive control. But as I say that, is the turnover going to happen? Yes. Is the clear going to happen? Yes. That's clear downfield all the way. Team Gravity looking for a stack, doesn't have any. As now they do. They're racing for this disc. They're going to pick it up. They're diving in, but there's the clear. There's the headbutt coming from Baguette, who is going to find the disc all the way downfield now, as it's a race for it, and it's not going to get picked up by either team, as they unfortunately both are too fast. So it will slowly get picked up by Nilliwick, who sends it down to Scooby-Doo 2.
Scooby-Doo 2 moving this forward over to BK. BK working their way through mid, finding the pass over with Scooby-Doo 2 back to Nilliwick. Nilliwick resetting his D back to Viatrex. Notice how far back Viatrex sometimes plays there, and this is one of those opportunities now, or moments, sorry, where they're 4 points up, and they like to have that nice reserve back pass there, which they are definitely utilizing here. Viatrex now moving up into the end of Scuffs, passing up high very quickly back over to Nilliwick. Some very quick passes here. Nilliwick down to Viatrex. Viatrex moving into the bubble right now and sending that in, proving why he's maintained his captain position on such a notorious team like this.
Oh, absolutely. Viatrex is a machine, and well, so is Team Gravity. 6 points up here in round 2, still only halfway through, so plenty of time for Scuff to turn this one around. But also, this is what we want to see. We want to see 5 rounds. We want to see this game to the distance. We want to see all the Echo Arena, and we very well might, as it is going to be Scuffed with control. Some nice big long cross passes, quick ones too, as is going to get reset now to Okiwala under pressure. Tries to find the stun, gets it, gets stunned as well. So they do have a somewhat of a numbers advantage as they're diving in. Probably going for a reset here. No, low cut. It's going to dive in under pressure. Maybe they should have reset because that's going to get turned over to Nilliwick. Nilliwick all the way downfield now, bouncing into the hands of Scooby-Doo 2, who finds the hands of Viatrex, who is just going to juke and buy some time.
And buy some time they do. Back over to BK. Taking their time over on the left. Passing over to the left wall. We have Scooby-Doo 2 backing out. Doing a little bit of juking. Beating them, man. Passing it back, and it's not quite the way you wanted it to. Scuff do capitalize on that. Trying to clear this through, but the defense of Gravity is tidying up now. Getting it very quickly down to Scooby-Doo 2. Scooby-Doo 2 resetting it back to Viatrex. Viatrex low down in the arena, clears this forward. That was a risky pass because there was some strong defense set up there, but here we have BK does get a hand on it. BK moving into the bubble, passing over to Scooby-Doo 2, and does get beaten by the defense of Scuffed.
Yeah, beaten by the defenses. That's going to be up in the air, but bouncing all the way back in the bubble, diving in, free goal, and they will take it. 8 points on the board now for Team Gravity.
Spicy. Scooby-Doo 2 just sinking that in so quickly. Gravity can get that up the field and in a dire position for their opponent that happens to be Scuff. Scuff putting up with this aggression from Gravity here. Find themselves 8 points up here. Scuffed on the defense. Okiwada holding this as QB. Looking for the pass deep this time. Deep down to Ochappy. Ochappy looking at the one goalie setup, preventing them from scoring that free. Passing over to Joshy T. Joshy T resetting back to Okiwala. Okiwala weighing up his opportunities here as his players do move around and try and pull these defenders out of position so they can build some kind of offense as Okiwala continues to stall and pass down to Ochappy. Ochappy gets the pass over to Joshy T. Joshy T looking for the next play. Doesn't quite get it in time because Viatrex is there to stun them out and turn this around in the favor of Gravity.
Yeah, trying to turn this one around, and that's going to bounce all the way in. That's going to bounce all the way in. Scooby-Doo 2 with the long shot. Oh, my goodness. You hate to see those misreads, but from 48 meters out, I mean, you love to see those bounces. Oh, my goodness. As that's going to go all the way downfield. A rare mistake here from Baguette, who just doesn't able to get that read. So, wow, what a shot, what a play. 11-0 now with 2 minutes remaining for Team Gravity.
48 meters out. Did I hear you right?
Yeah.
48 meters out. Scooby-Doo 2, better than the prequel, sent that in from so far away, but here we have to get for Scuff. Getting it very quickly over to Okichapi fancying their chances, using that backboard. It doesn't quite pay off, but however, Scuff are still in a situation where they can build something. They do! Oki very quickly over to Baguette. Baguette puts that in 17 meters per second speed. That was swift. What a return by Scuff here.
Yeah, what a return here for the second round. There still is technically mathematical time. They only need 3 threes. 3 threes in a minute and a half is plenty of time, but Scuff really needs to put on the Jets. Let's see if they can here, as it is going to be Vitrex finding the right-hand side. Scuba Dude 2 now with this disc, sending it deep, but a reset quickly back from BK. Scuba Dude 2 under pressure, finds the cross pass, instead just finds a pass to Baguette. Baguette not misreading that one, bouncing deep downfield now. Where's the stacks? Actually, there's no stacks. It's just one. It's the one. It's Aku Allen finding the cut, finding the 3. No! The save! Scuba Dude 2 does it all, as that pass is not going to be cleared now by Ochapi. Ochapi juking around, trying to find a pass option, finds one. Does it connect? No.
It doesn't connect, and Gravity are scrambling to pick this up. But however, Scuff do get a little bit of a hand, but there's not much control in this very moment for either team. However, Gravity have sent that rather deep into the end of Scuff. Scuff defense scrambling to get back. Nittywick is just too good, though, as he moves in and nearly gets that in. From my angle, that looked very, very close. BK now on the side of Gravity, resetting it back to Vitrex. Vitrex moving it forward very quickly back to BK. BK looking for the next pass. He doesn't need it. It goes for the backboard. Shot off the pyramid. It doesn't go in his favor, and it's now loose and not looking good as Baguette does get a hand in it, clearing it forward. And Joshi T does what he does best, sending that in 50 meters away from the goal. That's 3 points for Scuffed.
Yeah, this is a strong second round for Gravity, as they will have 4 seconds remaining, but certainly will take this one. As Scuffed putting some points on in the last minute. I mean, that's certainly some momentum here. I think that mistake for the long 3 from Scuba Dude 2 really, pissed them off and really turned them up to really get those points. And maybe we get to see that momentum carry on into this next round. But I mean, right now, if you're Scuffed, Mitch, if you are thinking to yourself, all right, we just got 5 points in a row, we are ready to turn this game around, how do you do that against this Team Gravity squad?
It's a good question. How do you turn that around? One thing worth pointing out is you're right that conceding a long 3-pointer like that, it does ruffle your feathers, and that's definitely what happened to Scuffed there. I was going to say something. I've lost my train of thought. Go on, take over.
Take over,
Sorry,
all right. Well, I will look at the board again, and I want to say huge shout out to every single one of these players. Almost a bingo card, as Dimwee likes to say. Every single player on Team Gravity now has an assist and a point. And almost every single one of them has a save. But on the side of Scuffed, of course, Ochapi did a bit of a headset restart, so I'm going to ignore that one. But for everyone else, again, everyone has a point except for Aku Allen. Saves, everyone has except for Joshi T. And I think Ochapi had some of those, but I don't quite remember before the restart. But nevertheless, I mean, a fantastic back-and-forth match here in this second round and the first round. Stuns are in favor of Team Gravity. I think maybe they changed that stun game up to really find the pressure against Scuffed. But round 3, let's see as we do go into the neutral joust and do see who is going to take it.
Round 3 is looking dangerous now for Scuffed, as Gravity appear to have turned up here. And now Scuffed do get the advantage there, sending that very deep. Now, as the defensive Gravity are looking to move this out, Scuffed do get a hand in it again, but it's looking a little bit messy. Baguette does pick this up, get it over to Okiwaden, does get a hold of it. Settling down now. Getting a bit of anchor, moving towards Bowtie. Pressure comes on, gets over to Josh T. Josh T playing inverted, moving low on the arena, gets it out to Baguette. Baguette looking for potentially a cross pass over, decides to reset it back to Okiwaden. Okiwaden looking at his opportunities right now. Josh T is looking like a great option right now, but instead sends it over to Ochapi. Ochapi down to Baguette. Baguette gets beaten to it, but it's okay. Ochapi says, it's all right. We'll get that in. We'll put that in. And Scuff find themselves 2 points up in this third round.
Yeah, I think Ochapi heard me saying, well, everyone has some stats across the board except for Ochapi. Ochapi finding them early on in this round after the headset restart. So glad to see it. But, man, a strong start here from Scuffed as Vitrex finds the near side wall. Quickly under pressure is the entirety Gravity roster. So Vitrex trying to find that short side pass to Scuba Dude 2. Will it connect? Yes. BK now not having an open net, but also no rotations back as that stuns are coming through, stopping those stacks as BK trying to connect across to a teammate. Scuba Dude 2 does get the slap back, picked up by Vitrex. Vitrex back to Nillywick. Nillywick diving in, one low more cut. The save though, the save is insane. Ocualid and the defense of both these teams have been absolutely incredible to watch, as it is going to bounce Eye off the ceiling here in this trap area, as that is going to bounce all the way back downfield and all the way into the hands of, well, just a reset, as it's just so much pressure right now from both these teams.
So much pressure from both these teams. Nillywick's moving this very quickly into Scooby-Doo 2. Scooby-Doo 2 moving in towards the goal. They're beaten by the defense again. Incredible defense, as you were saying. This is now Gravity looking to set up another attack here. Vitrex very quickly getting over to Nillywick. Nillywick getting over to the wall where we have Scooby-Doo 2 beaten to it. It's a dangerous disc, but no Gravity hand on it. Until now, we have Vitrex again resetting this back to BK. Potentially wasn't ready for it. This is now a loose disc in the mid, which Scuff they're going to capitalize on. Sending that through, and wow, oh Chappie, I mean that. What? Picks it up behind the back. Let's get that in. Bam. Guff,
Bam.
4 points up now.
Bam. I mean, this is a Uno reversal card from Scuffed, finding themselves exactly the same scoreline as Team Gravity had in the second round. But again, if you are just joining us, Scuff did win the first round. This is a best of 5, so it is the first to 3 round wins, and both these teams want their second. Scuff now putting Team Gravity under pressure, but they're also under pressure themselves by Scuba Dude 2, who's leeching on and is the good pass option. Finds the low option now to BK. BK looking for the pass upfield. It will connect to Nillywick. That's not an open 3, so it's going to be a backboard pass. Not going to connect, though, as it is going to be a slow float to this disc with Scuba Dude 2 leeching. Getting stunned, though, as Ochapi gets this disc now through the tunnel, but the stack will get picked up for Team Gravity.
Yeah, something you will see at this high level of play is the denial of 3-point shots. There's generally always a goalie back, if not someone covering a shot angle. As BK rockets that in, ignore everything I just said, puts that in, long bounce shot, 3 points for Gravity. They were 4 points down. It was looking like a little bit of a hill to climb, but just 1 free can really change the perception of the momentum.
Absolutely. I mean, 4 points is absolutely nothing in this context. But, I mean, I think they heard you loud and clear. The angle was covered. Okay, so I'll bounce it off the backboard. And that's exactly what happened there in that shot. Oh, my goodness. What a bullet coming from BK from 10.6 meters out. But it is going to be moved upfield. Joshy T goes for the reset now to Ocualin. Now to Baguette. Baguette back over to Joshy. Joshy slowing it down. Not under pressure, but not really any good pass options. So just elects to reset it, as Ocualin is just going to slow it down. And again, Scuffed is in points advantage. They have the 1 point up. So they can play time right now, but they do need to find those quick stacks, and they do need to find those quick points. And they will find the quick stats. They will not find the quick points just yet, but there's an open 3. No, not going to connect. But will they get the recovery? Yes, trying again. But there's the save from the 3, and they don't get the read. So it is going to get turned over as Nillywick gets the long clear.
What a denial there by Gravity as they quickly turn that around. Scooby-Doo 2 collecting 3 points of Gravity. Do you recall who saved that? Because that was a great, very critical save there, converting the moment into an offensive counterplay.
Yeah, it was fantastic counterplay there from Team Gravity, but it is going to be Scuffed now, looking for some points in return. They were down, sorry, they were up by 4. I don't know math. And now they have 6 points unanswered from the side of Team Gravity, but that reset is going to go to Scuba Dude 2, going for the long clear downfield. The stack is ready to read it. The stack does break apart, but it's a race. Going to get picked up here by Baguette. Baguette juking around, goes for the reset of their own. Picked up here by Ochapi. Ochapi to Joshy. Joshy, nice and vertically passed to Baguette. Baguette taking a second, trying to clear that low for the stack to read, or maybe even a shot attempt, but that is going to bounce into the hands. The bounce board, the backboard, not going to happen. Scuba Dude 2 reads, but it's not out of the woods just yet. Joshy T, it's a 3-on-1. The stack does rotate back, but they are just slowing down this play as they find the quick pass now over to Baguette. Baguette diving in, gets 2. Just like that, they answer back. This game's tied.
what you see at this level of play is they're fast when they need to be fast and they're slow when they need to be slow. And this is something that Scuffed are leaning into. As we saw in the past few seconds there, they did slow down the play. They calmed down as they continue to progress forward. And when they needed to be fast, they strike. They move very quickly. And that's what we just witnessed there. Gravity coming out now. Viatrix taking their time also on the nest, passing over to Niddywick. Niddywick beaten to it by Scuffed very aggressively, but Gravity do get a hand and reset this back.
Yeah, resetting it back, and this pressure, this front stack from Scuffed is doing work, but unfortunately not able to get that turnover control, but that will easily get controlled by Ocuallen there on the back line. Finding the right side clear, not going into the hands of the defender, so that is going to be a free 2 points. Joshy T finding the lead for Scuffed.
Yes. Yes, Scuffed having a 2-point lead now in this third round. How close is this? It was looking like a little bit of a runaway for Gravity in that second round, but now Scuffed are showing that they want that ticket for the final, for the grand final. They want to be here. Viatrix holding this now on. Nez waiting for the pressure, hoping he can fake out Joshy T. And the front stack, and he gets the pass over to Niddywick, but the front stack does pick that up. They're so on it. Baguette moving this forward over Joshy T. Joshy T looking at the goal as he tries to get down to Baguette. Baguette just out of range to pick that up. We have Scooby-Doo 2 clearing this forward.
Yeah, they were just vibing to your song, Mitch, but unfortunately too many vibes, not enough passing, as that's not going to connect here in the offensive half for Scuffed, but they're going to go for a reverse boop shot, and of course, they hit those. They hit them all day. Baguette making it 11 points for Scuffed.
Oh, Baguette, don't do him like that. 3 more points for Scuffed. What a lead we're looking at now. They're 5 points ahead with 2 minutes to go. With 2 minutes to go, it's really looking in their favor now in this third round. Let's see how Gravity respond. Do they play quick? Do they play slow? Do they decide to play quick? Apparently, as Viatrix moves forward here, passing it over to BK in the center. BK getting over to the left with Niddywick. Niddywick sending it quickly over to Scooby-Doo 2. Up to BK, up high. Reset back to Scooby-Doo 2. Scooby-Doo 2 over to someone else. I missed the name. BK now holds this, resetting it back to Viatrix. Viatrix patiently waiting. Moving along the floor, getting the pass up with BK. BK looking for the cut in with Viatrix. Viatrix sinks that in. 2 more points for Gravity, closing that gap up just a tad.
Yeah, just a tad, but 90 seconds, 3 points. This game could go to overtime in round 3. Of course, each team has won a round for themselves in this best of 5 here. So right now, it's all on the line as they want to hit that match lead, but it's not going to be Scuffed just yet. 1 minute away, not finding that shot. There's a clear from Scooby-Doo 2 all the way downfield. Is it going to get read by the backline player? Yes, but Ocuallen immediately stunned out. Scooby-Doo 2 goes for the cross pass. BK needs a 3. BK needs a 3. Maybe they'll just get a 2, but they're going to go for that pass back. They want that 3 to tie it. They need that 3 to tie it because a 2 won't do it. So it's going to be Scooby-Doo 2 slowing down this play, trying to bait out a defender, but the defenders are disciplined. They are patient. There's no stun. There's a save. There's a goalie. Oh my goodness. Insane defense right here from Scuffed, but it's not over just yet. Scooby-Doo to the long 3. No good as Ocuallen gets the clear.
No good indeed. Gravity looking to make something happen here. This isn't in their favor, but they do stun out the issue. There, Viatrix clearing this forward. There is 10 seconds left to go. BK looking for some kind of angle, and now getting over to Scooby-Doo 2. It just clips low on that root/hell, whatever you want to call that geometry there. Viatrix picking this up, getting over to Niddywick. Niddywick looking for the free opportunity. Go for the bounce. That was it. That was it. He just missed the opportunity there.
Man, it's so close. This game is a game of centimeters. It is absolutely incredible, but unfortunately, Team Gravity not able to find the back of the net there in the last 90 seconds. So it will be Scuffed 2 round wins to Team Gravity only with 1. If Scuffed win this next round, if they win round 4, they move on to the grand finals on Sunday, November 20th. Oh my goodness, Mitch, what a round.
I'm going to have to invoice Gravity for my medical bill because they'll give me heart palpitations here. That was so close. How can they be having such a lead in the earlier rounds and then here playing off against Scuff? Just if that went in, that would have been overtime and we would have had a couple more minutes here. But regardless, we go into the next round here. Luke,
Yeah.
wherever you're at,
Where am I
What
at?
do you make
I just want to talk about that headbutt save from Aku Allen. That's what I want to do. Because that save was insanity. We talked about Scuba Dude 2 in round 1 or round 2 for playing under their mind, but this round was Aku Allen's time to shine. Because, oh my goodness, not only with the headbutt save, but the entire round. Solid backline play, finding that recovery on the long clears when everyone else was caught out. They were always so well positioned. So, huge shout out to Aku Allen, who has so many assists to their name, but also then 6 saves. Absolutely incredible work. But here is round 4, and it's going to be Scuffed coming in hot.
Yeah, coming in hot, but not hot enough, as Gravity are coming in here, clearing this back as a counter, but not quite picking it up the way they need to. Joshy T does get a hand on it, and it's stuck still in the half of Scuff. Baguette for Scuff, picking this up right now, looking to progress forward, looking for the next pass. The pass is up high with O'Chappie. O'Chappie looking at an open goal, taking that shot, and he puts it in. They sink them in. If you don't put a goalie back, they will hit those. They hit those frees, Luke.
Oh, of course they do. It is not difficult for them. And, well, Scuffed is going to start with all the momentum because, sure, Team Gravity didn't score in that last round, but they did score last in that round. Viatrex scored in the last 2 points. But Scuffed all the momentum, huge saves, huge momentum, and they are looking for huge wins here against Team Gravity, ending Team Gravity's streak in the lower bracket. But Team Gravity are not done yet. They are going to read that disc. Vitrex went for the long pass upfield. It's more of a clear. Does the stack read it? Well, the stack does break apart, and unfortunately, they don't quite get a hand on this disc as it is going to get picked up here by Baguette. Baguette looking for a pass up. It's good. Joshy T, long 3. Oh my goodness, no, off the shield.
Off the shield it was. Nitty picking this up and getting some calm, collected plays going here with a pass over to Viatrex, back to Nitty, back to Viatrex again. Slowing it down on a defense, way down to BK. BK looking at the next pass opportunity. He finds it with Nitty. Nitty holds this, even though there's a stack right in his face. He does get this forward to Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo sending it back to Nitty. Nitty trying to get it over to BK. He's not quite in the spot for it. Scuff now disrupt the flow that Gravity were building there, and Scuffed are still fighting to get this out. Gravity now get a bit of an advantage here. BK moving this in and bouncing it in, but the defense of Scuffed stopping them in their tracks and trying to clear this out now.
Yeah, Scuff's defense and Aku Allen's saves are what's keeping them in this game. Another monstrous save, gets the block off, reads the bounce. I mean, just absolute masterclass here from Aku Allen. But that's going to be a backstack from you-know-who. It's Aku Allen and Baguette. And do you know who hits it? Baguette does. 6 on the board for Scuffed.
6 points on the board for Scuffed in this 4th round now. I mean, let's see how Gravity play. If they just play like Gravity, then they can... It's no issue at all, but can they do that? It seems like some kind of switch in their heads, in all 4 of their heads, to just switch on, bang, okay, we're going to do this. We're just going to absolutely mercy these guys. Let's see if they can turn that part of their team play on, as they are now scrapping to get back. The Scuffed already in a position where they're shooting freeze on an open goal. Again, Baguette cleaning up there. 3 points for Scuff. More! 9 points on the board now.
Wow, I mean, this is where I want to see a pause come through from Team Gravity. I want to see that mental reset, but maybe they can just do it live in-game. Again, if you are just joining us, this is Echo VR, this is Echo Arena, this is VRML, and this is the lower bracket finals, which means that the loser will get 3rd place, and the winner will move on to the grand finals to play for first. As Scuffed wants to do that as they are up 2 rounds to 1 round from Team Gravity, best of 5. But that is going to get red. Vitrex and Team Gravity looking for their first points, finds a low bounce. The stack is going to read it. The dive, the shot, the save! Oh my goodness, Baguette. What a machine.
What a machine and what a masterclass of a defense we're seeing from Scuffed here tonight. This is phenomenal as Scuffed take possession again. Baguette holding this. Looking for the long shot, and the shield denies that. Scooby-Doo grabs that, sends it over to the right side. Joshy T looking to pick this up just out of reach. Nitty does get a hand in it, and it's stuck through mid.
Yeah, getting stuck through mid, bouncing high. It's going to get picked up here by Baguette. Long 3 hits those all day long, and Scuffed are finding all the momentum here on a mercy pace here in round 4.
Right, Luke, I don't know when the last time you checked the stats was, but look at the stats. Baguette, throughout the entire game, has collected 22 points for his side against his Gravity side. This is now Gravity coming out now. Viatrix picking this up, sending it deep down to the deep player that they had that wasn't quite ready to grab this. Oh, Chappie looking to clean up here. Clearing this through. Do we have a scuffed stat coming through? We do. Oh, Chappie looking to sink this in. What a pocket. Someone clip that. Whoever's on Twitch, please clip that. That was phenomenal. 20 meters out. I'm speechless.
I mean, this is the Baguette Chappie show because of those 22 points, Baguette just scored 9 of them in the last 80 seconds before Ochapi scored that goal. I mean, Baguette's popping off. Ochapi has 6 points to their name. And there's another one for Ochapi tying Baguette in this round, each of them with 9 apiece. Oh my goodness.
Right, someone go in their comms and tell them to calm down. What is going on? We're just past the 5-minute mark and they're nearly mercying them. What? This does not reflect the previous rounds. What an absolute turnaround we're witnessing right now. We have Gravity coming out now. How are you going to respond to this? Skibidi2 send it all the way down to BK. BK holding this now still stacked with Nittiwit. Can they move forward? They don't need to because Viatrix holds it but loses it there. It's so close to the goal but not in their possession. But now it is as they're trying to get in but they're not learning their lesson that the defense of Scuffed is so solid. So solid. And here we are with Chappie grabbing this and moving this forward.
Yeah, moving it forward, looking for that last 2. They don't need a 3 anymore to find that Mercy, but it's going to be downfield. Team Gravity looking for it. It's past the back line. The goal is open. The bounce, no good. I think that bounced off the head, unfortunately, of Viatrix there on the backboard. I'm not sure, though. It was just so fast, but it's going to be Nilliwick diving in, looking for 2 points. No, Sasaki Allen, you cannot pass go. Do not collect $200 because this game is ours, but it is going to get picked up here by Baguette. Baguette looking for the last points. It's an open 3. The goalie is done. GG, Scuffed. Move on to the grand finals next weekend. Oh my goodness, what a round.
Luke, what was that? What just happened there?
Echo Arena happened, my dear friend.
Genuinely speechless. Okay, I've been casting for a little while now, and normally when I get a bit tongue-tied, I can normally just say whatever and just move to something else. But like, what? Like, the prior rounds did not equate to this occurring in the 4th round. What? Can you...
No. I have to say, Scuffed played incredible Echo Arena because it wasn't just one player, right? It was Aku Allen's defense. It was Aku Allen's and Baguette's stack recovery when the front stack, got stunned out. It was Ochapi and Baguette with that front stack, just constantly throwing on those points. That last round, literally, since they shut him out, was literally a perfect round of Echo Arena from Scuffed. Only 3s, always goalie stuns, fast stacks, perfect recoveries. It was incredible to see. Obviously, unfortunate for Team Gravity ending their finals and ending their season 6, but my goodness, Scuffed. Wow.
There's so much to the story here. There's so much going on. This is Gravity. Gravity, that that team that's like won every other season. That the legacy that carries. Scuffed. Just mercy. What? Mercied them in the finals. What? Right, I'll get over it eventually. But this is the loser bracket final we just watched. So now Gravity unfortunately lost that, so they take 3rd place in the finals. Congratulations to have beaten all of these other teams and get this far. Absolutely well-deserved to get this far. However, Scuff, what a performance, what a turnaround, what a build of momentum, solid defense, solid attack, and everything else that Luke beautifully summarized up a second ago as well. They progress forward to the grand finals. The grand finals are on the 20th of November. That is next weekend, next Sunday. We're going to witness Scuffed versus Blast, 7 p.m. GMT. That's UK time. On the same day, you can also witness the Oceania finals, the North America finals also. What a day that's going to be. There's going to be so much quality, the best around the world. Echo Arena matches we're going to witness on that day. Are you excited as I am, Luke?
Oh my goodness. It is going to be so exciting, and I am so looking forward to watching that rematch on stream, and I will be looking forward to watch OCE and NA as well. Make sure you do tune in as we have matches all day. But oh my goodness, that was incredible. Some incredible Echo Arena across the board. I can't get over how that match ended, but I also have to. I must. It would be wrong to not mention how well Team Gravity played as well throughout the entire lower bracket, defeating team after team, losing to Fire Entrance, but then defeating Astronomic, defeating Fireballs, all in 2 rounds, I might add, and unfortunately finally getting defeated by Scuffed. But it was a phenomenal game from both these teams. Every single player got some points on the board, and maybe AquaAllen didn't get any points, but they got so many saves that it is definitely accounts for at least 400 points, because oh my goodness, that was incredible to watch. Huge shout out to AquaAllen. If Scuffed can play like that next weekend in the grand finals, I am excited to see it go the distance. But oh my goodness, huge shout out to all you folks hanging out here with us over on Twitch, over on all our various streaming platforms, especially the Horizon Worlds platform. If you aren't on it, check it out. Hang out. You can hang out, talk to some people while you are watching this incredible game of Echo VR. If you're unfamiliar with what you just watched and you're like, wow, that was hype, join us. Download the game. It's on Meta Store for free, Echo VR. And if you're interested in joining VR Master League, you can do it so on vrmasterleague.com/Echo Arena. Also, huge shout out to all of our sponsors, HyperX, Asterion Products, and of course, make sure you check out our future leagues, like our partnerships coming up with Ultimex. So make sure to sign up for the preseason if that does interest you. But there is Echo Finals next Sunday, November 20th, EU, NA, OCE. Don't miss it, Mitch, and I'm so looking forward.
Thank you so much, Luke. So thanks for all of that spill as well. I'm still just dealing with many emotions through my body right now. I'm just processing what happened. I'm going to take a long walk after this and really settle down. And it's going to take me a full week to prepare myself to witness the grand finals next week. What a show. Wow. What a performance. Yeah, let's tie this up. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this, supporting VRML. This is all community made, community volunteers making this happen. Phenomenal production. Everybody, from what I've been hearing, everyone's been loving the production. Shout out to the production team of VRML.
Shout out particularly to Wonder T-Man running all the assets you've seen on stream. And I learned this last night as well. And Sphinx specifically, because Sphinx is creating some of these graphics live, like 10 seconds before you see them, sending them to Wonder T-Man, well, through file transfer, so it's not like Wonder T-Man has to accept anything. But nevertheless, like, an incredible work from those two people, making everything you see on stream. If you think the assets are cool, let Sphinx, let Wonder T-Man know, let the creator team know, because it's incredible to see what they can do and what they put together for this weekend. And next weekend is going to be that much more. So make sure you do tune in for them. But my goodness, Mitch, what a day.
Amazing. Okay, let's tie this up. Everyone get some sleep after that. That was insane. If you don't want to get any sleep, though, stay up and watch the NA. I believe it's the same format, right? We're going to watch some North America playoffs very soon this evening, depending where you are in the world. And we're going to see some more phenomenal world-class Echo Arena. Stay tuned.
Season 6 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VR Covered, ProTube VR, Arma.gg, Kiwi Design, Downpour Interactive, and VRware.net.